in 3, 2, 1, start! Showtime!
Leading off for the party animals, number 6, Reese Hampton.
Thank you, Shark and Mr. Young Professor. The 2-hour timer is ticking down, and Reese gets to hit from the right side, something he really did not get to do for the vast majority of this tour. As the heater gets the top of the zone there from Kellogg, Hampton not so sure about the call from Randy Voss behind the dish tonight. Bryson Wheeler umping on the base pads. And into center field, DR Meadows! 2 pitches into the ball game, he's got himself a backflip.
That is what you love to see. Second backflip of the series from DR Meadows, and there is no better way to start a game. It's the doctor shining on defense once again.
30-second trick play in 36 tries for David Meadows. As first offering into Dalton Cornette, misses a tad low. Designated hitter in his second tour, bounces this one to Dalton Malden. He will bounce it over to first. And a quick 2 outs for Kellogg.
And this is exactly what you want if you're Tyler Gillum and Adam Byron. Early trick plays, and this is a good situation to do it. And still, Ryan Kellogg working very quickly, only 4 pitches. He's got a high chance to get out of this inning in less than 2 minutes.
The songbird of our generation grabs his 28th trick play in 30 attempts. And now Tanner Thomas, the right fielder, will try to avoid trickery retiring him. In his second tour with the Party Animals, 2018 and 19 Banana, giving the fans an opportunity to make an out. And they come up empty. That one clangs into the ABR Stadium Club. 0-2 count on the former Virginia Tech product. Tallahassee Community College before that for Mr. Tinder Thomas. Hitting .307 on the tour, a .361 OBP, and his 44 runs batted in. 3 less than Jake Skoll, who is the only man who has more stakes on the season than Mr. Tinder Thomas.
And you might be surprised to see a lefty in Tanner Thomas hitting this high in the order against a lefty in Kellogg. But Tanner continues to hit him well. In fact, the only home run that Ryan Kellogg's given up on this tour, it was to Tanner Thomas.
And he's coming off of a 3-for-3 night with a double and a sprint. So he stays red hot, very dangerous on the base pads. 17 for 18 in his attempts at swiping bags. And now the first round draft pick from 2010. Lines this one down the right field line off one hop. It's clanging off the wall. Danny Hosley plays it perfectly. He's got it into McFadden. And that was superb defense from Danny Do-It-All in right to keep Tanner Thomas on third base.
It was an excellent jump from Danny Hosley. Knew he wasn't going to be able to catch that ball, but got to it quickly enough that he was able to get it into the infield very quickly and keep a fast runner in Tanner Thomas stuck at third base. Ryan Kellogg still with the chance to get out of the inning without allowing a run to the Party Animals, who are really breaking it down over there at second base.
Yeah, no matter how many Party Animals you see out at second base, there are only 2 Party Animals currently in scoring position. Tanner Thomas at third, Jake Skoll now at second, as he grabs his 19th double on the tour. Only Reese Hampton has more. And this is why you have Bryson Bloomer looming in the 5-hole. Big curveball at 65 miles an hour, misses low. Kellogg, low 90s with the fastball. And it's a stark, about 25 miles per hour difference between the big bender and the heater, which Party Animals have told me has been very jarring and tough to wait on. But Bryson Bloomer able to handle this one right back up the middle. Thomas scores easily. Skoll trying to come behind him. Perfect throw from DR Meadows. And Jake Skoll's a dead duck. Just 1 run for the Party Animals in the top of the first.
A good piece of hitting by Bryson Bloomer will get the Party Animals on the board. But DR Meadows not just with a backflip, but an outfield assist as well. The second time he's gunned down a Party Animal in this series.
Is miraculous out there. It is a perfect strike on a hop to Bill Leroy. And it is confounding that this man in his Bananas debut, and he was a collegiate nanner a summer ago, strictly played second base, shortstop, and third base.
He has truly come into his own as an outfielder, continues to get better each and every day.
Here's how the party animals line it up defensively. Jake Skoll in left, Hampton in center, Mr. Thomas in right. The Boomer at third base, Chase Acuff at short, Dustin Baber at second base, and Slammin' Sammy Claycamp at first. Mike Vivacis is behind the dish, and it's the exterminator, Sean Fluke, getting the start tonight on the mound.
If there's a guy who's got a personal catcher on either of these two teams, it's Sean Fluke. He loves working with Mike Vivacis. And up the middle, we continue to see Dustin Baber and Chase Acuff in the trick play department. Bryson Bloomer tacked one on as well. And, well, if Jason Swan had the start at first base, we could say the entire infield from last night recorded the trick play and is back out there. But always nice to see Slammin' Sammy at first base. He's held it down very well in these spot starts.
Claycamp still looking for his first trick play here in his third World Tour. Sean Fluke can say the same on the bump. And as you mentioned when we were talking about the pitching matchup, Josh, he has been an above average arm on this tour. But when he gets the ball from the get-go, he is just about superhuman.
And we saw him get 4 starts in the month of July, and it was Fluky going 1-1, an ERA below 3, and still great MPI marks for him. A 3-minute and 31-second average minutes per inning. And by the way, this is a guy who has also thrown a 1-minute and 14-second inning for the Party Animals. He works quick out there.
DR Meadows and Michael Deeb are the only two guys who are truly due up because a bloop and a blast would end this inning. But DR is going to fly out to a backpedaling Jake Skoll. 1 pitch, 1 out for Fluke. And now Eric Jones Jr. will also be due up as he waits on deck, and Vitamin Deeb in his third World Tour trots up to the dish. Start when you consider the MPI implications of a first pitch out. Sean Fluke holds the third fastest inning in banana ball history at 1:14. Grabbed that one in Akron, Ohio a month ago. Now he is 60 feet 6 inches away from the former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer, Michael Deeb, who started his collegiate career with 4 years playing football at Notre Dame, then 2 years playing baseball at Bethune-Cookman, played professionally in Puerto Rico, picked up by the White Sox, and has been a banana for every World Tour now, dating back to the One City World Tour in 2021.
And just such a consistent bat for the Bananas, not only riding a 4-game hit streak in this one, but the only man on this year's tour to have held down almost every spot in the batting order for the Bananas. He's batted 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, but not 10th, and he's gonna drive this. Oh, an amazing play in center field! It's Reese Hampton robbing Michael Deeb!
Deeb has been telling me that left center power alley is gonna start grabbing him some extra base hits, and he thought he had a couple bags there until you see why Reese Hampton got 80 grade outfield defense on his scouting report.
And he's such a smart fielder. He's smart at every aspect of the game. And you see the Party Animals really learning these tendencies of the batters. Reese kind of actually shaded towards that left center area, a key reason he was able to make that catch.
Now it is Eric Jones Jr., former Minnesota Twins and Seattle Mariners minor leaguer, was the Mariners bullpen catcher last summer, rakes that one fair down the third baseline. EJ, the tour leader in homers, is going to motor into second base with a stand-up double, his 12th two-bagger of the season.
And now it feels like we're starting to see double just a little bit. No pun intended there, my friend. Both Ryan Kellogg and Sean Fluke getting 2 outs very quickly, but then it was Kellogg giving up a single and a double. Now EJ getting an extra base hit, and he's in scoring position. The Bananas, a very good first inning offense, have a chance to tie this inning up.
And Fluke, just like Kellogg, has a very slow, huge breaking ball, the 12-6 curve. That one came in at 67 miles an hour, left the bat of Eric Jones Jr. at 85, thanks to TrackMan for gifting us those numbers. Fluke throws a 4-seam fastball, slider, and changeup around that 12-6 curve, which is his go-to out pitch. There's the slider right there that Dakota McFadden does not chase. DMAC, 22 walk-offs here in his third World Tour. one behind Danny Hosley for the season high. And that's the sneaky fastball from Fluke, mid to high 80s. But when everything else is so slow, it catches up on you real quickly. It's Jamie Moyer-esque.
I mean, that's what makes pitchers like Fluke tough. It's that change in velocity as it's DMAC lifting this one out to center field, and Reese Hampton will camp under it and make the catch. Party Animals strike first in the ball game. They're up by a point after 1.
Fluke able to survive the 2-out double from Eric Jones Jr. Another look at Reese Hampton, tracking that one down in left center. He makes it look so easy, and Fluke fired up about the great defense from his center fielder. Let's check out why Jason Swan was our showman of the night an evening ago.
That's exactly right. It's the second showman of the night for number 2 for the Party Animals, Jason Swan, and we get started in the second. Cowboy Kyle doing the patented 120-foot pitch. He'll miss, and he missed the next 2 pitches to Jason Swan. He gets on with the ball 4 sprint, and hey, ladies, you like what Jason Swan's doing with this walk-up? I'll tell you what, I sure do. And I think, is he about to do what I think he's going to do? Yeah, he's throwing some cash up there, walking up to the plate. This is the energy you love to see from Jason Swan. And up in the 8th inning against Connor Higgins, Swanee would draw the walk and get an RBI on one of the crazier plays you'll see. He would actually get caught up in the rundown, lead to a run being scored, and only got first base, but then he decided to swipe second and doing some push-ups after that. And then getting in on the action defensively, a game on the line in the 8th with the clock expired. Swanee goes between the legs and places the tag there on Vinny DeRubius to get the second out. Party Animals would hold on for the win, and we can't not give an honorable mention to Dakota Stilts All-Britain last night. As Michael Deeb would say, barrel out to left field. Dakota Stilts All-Britain with one of the furthest hit balls you will ever see. And boy, you talk about a guy fired up. He continues to bat better and better. Once again, the last 5 plate appearances for Dakota Stilts All-Britain. 2 hits, 2 sprints, a hit by pitch. He hasn't made an out in over a month.
It's mind-boggling. He does not meet the plate appearance requirement to actually qualify for league stats. But if he did, he would be leading the Bananas in both batting average and on base percentage. And for that matter, he'd be leading the tour in OBP as he's getting on every other time. It's a 500 on base percentage for Stilts. Are you not entertained? Well, if that doesn't fire you up, 3 babies on the field and none of them moving an inch should really get you there. Party Animals up by 1 in the all-important points category with 1 inning in the books. Ryan Kellogg back out on the bump. He has 6, 7, and 8. And it starts with Parker Nolan. Only his 3rd career Banana Ball game, but the guy who spent 4 years at Davidson and finished up this past spring at NC State. All 6'5" of them. Off to a great start in his Banana Ball career. 2 for 5 with 2 doubles, 2 stolen bases, and 3 runs scored.
It's hard not to describe this guy as a spark plug for the Party Animals. We saw them put him in right field last night, played the position very well, and of course the offensive stats, even though they're bloop doubles, they go in the book as one nonetheless, and it's the base running that really stands out, although he's going to go down quickly here against Ryan Kellogg.
Really well executed 2-seamer right off the outside corner for the 6'6" lefty for the Nanners. Wow, looks like he's got a little tasty treat hidden under there. That is something else.
He just took that out of Alex Wilson's book from the MLB PAA.
I would love to find out what kind of a beverage Mr. Kellogg has hidden underneath the field. It certainly didn't help him. He tried to backdoor that breaking ball and it went off the backstop. So the 2-seam fastball for a strikeout. Throw a 4-seam, changeup, slider, and curveball as well. Now a 2-0 count on Sam Claycamp, the first baseman. Batting average up to .296. He has a homer and a triple and a double. Been shown off the pop lately. Kellogg working quickly. This one slapped to center. The doctor racing back towards the track. Oh, how'd he get it? Reaching behind his head. A mystical snag from the doctor.
That catch didn't even make any sense. I'm not sure if that was a snow cone grab or not, but DR Meadows really showing what he's able to do there in the outfield, turning around and full extension with the arm out. That's one heck of a snag.
Took that one out of Hunter Renfro's playbook. So the Angels right fielder pull off an eerily similar catch in the Oakland Coliseum early on in this MLB season. How about DR? A backflip catch, a laser beam throw home to save a run, which ended up not mattering as the Party Animals did win the first on the one run they scored. And now another star in your scorebook at home on that mind-boggling play.
Look, that's an incredibly big out considering in Sammy Claycamp's spot starts, each of his last 6, he's recorded at least 1 hit for the Party Animals. This guy's really swinging a good bat right now.
As has Mike Vivacis, although he doesn't get all of this one. Pops it to Danny Hosley. Oh, tries to get it behind his back and comes up empty. Vava's gonna make it a 2-base trick play missed. Only the 3rd in 21 tries for Danny Do-It-All.
Put that down as a broadcaster's jinx. That's my bad talking about the defensive alignment earlier in this game. That was the Ichiro Suzuki behind the back technique there from Danny Hosley. And unfortunately, now 1 for 2 on the season in those attempts.
Leaves the door ajar for the Party Animals here in the top of the 2nd inning. Dustin Baber, the second baseman, cranks that one to left. Michael Deeb in hot pursuit and will track it down in the corner, slamming into the fence. Minus the trick play missed, the Nanners flashing the leather, and they just need 1 run in the bottom of the 2nd to tie this game at 1-1 in the points category.
And that's where trick plays missed won't necessarily hurt you. Danny Hosley, it was a wise decision to go for the trick play regardless there because you had 2 outs in the inning. Therefore, even though Baba was able to get on, Bananas still had a really good chance with 2 outs to be able to get out of the inning, which they did.
And what a special treat, the exterminator Sean Fluke with a mic on him on the mound. Flukey, how are you living tonight, my dear friend?
We're living good, we're living good.
Oh, you sound amazing. This is your 2nd World Tour, big dog. And
oh yeah.
you had some successful relief appearances early on in the season, but as you've converted to a starter, you have reached a whole nother level.
I got nothing, big guy. I don't know if you hear me, but I got nothing.
Oh, we hear you loud and clear, Flukey.
Oh, I hear you. There you are. There you are.
How have you found so much success as a starter here, Sean?
Oh, man. Last name's not Fluke for no reason, you know? 2 more. I don't need many.
All right, well, Flukey, you have 5, 6, 7 here for the Bananas. It's going to be Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, and Bill Leroy. And
sounds
you
like
can
1, 2, 3.
It sounds like 1, 2, 3 to me too.
Here we go.
Sean, I know you're a legend of Pasco Hernando State and Hudson High School where you held the all-time strikeout record for a long time, but now you are taking down former minor leaguers with ease. How are you doing it?
Oh, man, just getting ahead of counts here. I mean, it's nice versus the same batters every day. You know what they don't like, you know what they like. It's not bad. All right, Hosley. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Oh, yeah. Front door bender.
That's all I can do with it.
That's a fact.
That's a little frisbee, get me over slider, you know. Free pitch. He probably knows I'm gonna throw a changeup here, but he struggles. Oh, good eye.
That was nasty, Fluke.
That was a good spot.
Looks like it dropped a foot.
Shed. But me and Bob are on the same page. It's crazy. Oh, hey.
Flukey, that's a great point you make. What is it that you like so much about working with Baba? He's really become your personal catcher on this year's tour.
Yep, he likes that. Sorry, I was focusing hard on that one.
No worries.
Baba was going through the chamber on the pitches there. So let me get this strikeout right here. No, we're going to change up. Oh, he wants the high heat. Let's do it. High heat at 82. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's canned corn.
That did the job.
Corn. Open up the corn. Just catch it. Oh, my God.
No!
Not a can of corn.
No! Dustin Baber tries to go behind his back, and now the inning-winning run is in scoring position.
It's Somebody get that guy a can opener. He's struggling with that corner.
Well, Fluky, now for you to try and pick up your defense.
I'm pretty sure last time this happened, I had no runs and they walked it off on me as well. We don't have much luck here with that mic'd up.
That's actually a fact.
Well, I know you got the numbers. I know you got it. Coxie's probably going to slap one, but I'm probably going to pick Hosley off here. Me and A-Cup are just two redheads on the same page always. You're telling them what pitch is coming? Come on.
We got guys stealing signs.
Oh, yeah. I see him put down the number 1. Come on, Hosley. Yeah. You're better than that. Oh, yep. Oh, Randy gave me that one. He missed that.
That was a beautiful bender.
Yeah,
Trackman did have it a hair outside.
Yeah, it was a hair outside.
Good frame by Vava.
Oh, that was a bad pitch. Jeez. That thing did not do anything. The inside heater. Yep. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe a play, Tanner. Oh, yeah, stop him. Strike.
Well, now you really got to pick your defense up.
We are in trouble, boys. Here comes the Bill Roy.
So what's the plan here with Bill?
Man. Trick plays, they'll haunt you.
They will.
I love the boys going for them. I have all the confidence in them, but it'll ruin an inning real quick.
Fluky, we try not to be biased broadcasters at all, but just a little tip here for you. Bill, a difficult man to strike out, but I think the key here is just trying to execute a ground ball with the Bananas catcher.
Oh, Randall. That thing's breaking 2 feet, buddy.
It was on the fringe of the zone.
Oh, a little out or a little low? Oh, that's so bad. Here we go. Come on. Make him hit the ball.
Slight combo of the two, but it was right there.
Yeah.
Just missed.
I gotta give him a heater. He's probably gonna smoke this. Yep. Damn it. Come on, make me a play. Come on, shoot him. I'm gonna go behind home plate like I know what I'm doing. Let it go! Baba, you're a beast. You're a beast. Yeah. Eat that up.
That's a big first out, Fluke.
Yeah, and a great throw by Reese Hampton as well.
Double play and you're out of it. The Italian Stallion stands in your way.
Throw him out. Oh yeah, Vinny hasn't seen the old. Yep. Oh yeah. That's him.
That's disgusting, Sean.
Vinny loves the changeups in the dirt. I'm not giving him a heater. No, next one. Oh my God, that's so bad.
Oh!
Yeah, let's go! Bloomer.
Bloomer was thinking it was rundown time.
We still got first and third. What do we got going? What just happened?
This is a doozy of an inning.
I can't hear you, Beaks, but
no worries.
Chop it up.
Just keep cooking, Sean.
Slide piece. Bill's probably gonna steal. Got him! Oh! Oh, that's Coxie. Come on. Almost. Oh, we got ones. Yep, see ya. One more of those. You can't hit that.
You cannot hit that.
I can't hear you still, but I'm gonna strike out old Derubius. Oh, good eye.
Change up there, Fluke.
God, what do I do? I throw him that sweeper again?
Sweeper.
He's over here making faces at me. It's so hard to concentrate out here.
Still got a ball to play with here, Sean.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Bryson?
Another 2-2.
See ya. Bye. Ready?
Fluke, you're 1 out away from
I got
surviving.
this guy's number, as Biko would say.
Oh, I got that.
Yeah, he's out. No. Oh, shot. Blow the thing. Yeah, he's out.
I don't want it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
If I just screwed that, I'd be pissed. He was out, right?
the party animals have challenged the ruling on the field.
All right, well, we have to bid adieu to Sean Fluke because it is challenge o'clock. And what a big challenge this is. Flukey trying to have fun with Noah Bridges. Okay, let's take another look. Oh, looked out there. Oh, he's out. I've got out too. That's, yeah, looks like out. Overturn it.
Overturn that call.
And that is why we have challenges in Banana Ball.
The ruling on the field.
Hey, Byron just goes, I bet you $100. It was safe. I said, yes, sir.
Ladies
So
and
we made
gentlemen,
$100.
center field. Vinny the Italian
Oh, yeah.
DJ the Invader, Flash the Kid Mitchell, and Alex Ziggy Ziegler.
Flukey, if you can still hear us, that was a masterful escape job.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Bigo.
Thanks for getting mic'd up. Unbelievable stuff there from Sean Fluke. I mean, you just let the guy cook. It is incredible entertainment.
Well, you saw the defense back up Fluke, especially that throw home from Reese Hampton. But the breaking balls from Sean Fluke to Vinny DeRubius absolutely ate up Vinny. And then a great play by Sean Fluke as well. Last minute with the flip to Sam Claycamp, even though he was trying to be a showman there. Smart move at the very end, the flip, and the call, of course, overturned. That's why you've got the challenge.
And how about that? Justin Whitten, in the first real bang-bang call he has to make in his Banana Ball umpiring career, is overturned by the Party Animals, who retain their challenge because they were right. It was a dangerous game Fluke was playing, trying to outdash Noah Bridges, who runs like the very wind around us. But he did make the right decision to flip it to Claycamp just at the last second.
And that's now the 5th challenge this year that the Party Animals have gotten correct. They are 5-9 in their challenges.
It's a heck of a percentage. And some of those have been monumental. But you can't say any of them have been bigger than this right here. That keeps the Bananas off the board and retains the 1-point lead for the Party Animals. When I say you can't say any have been bigger, I immediately take that back because the Party Animals... No, that was a Bananas challenge that was not overturned on Thursday night. I digress. None were bigger than that. Back to my original statement.
Because Scally, you nailed it.
Thanks, man. That's a laser beam back up the middle off the bat of Chase Acuff. The 2021 Banana in his first World Tour. Heck of a guy to have at the bottom of your order. Hitting .260, but a .349 on base percentage, a triple and 14 doubles, and a savvy base runner as well, 11 for 14 in his stolen base tries.
We've seen a transition for Chase Acuff from batting about 7th or 8th in the order to now 10th. Dustin Baber slumping just a tad for the Party Animals, and Chase, a guy they like feeding the top of this order.
And it is 3-2-2 time. Little Jay-Z action. Kellogg bringing his guys in, shaking the shoulders, some high knees. It is so fun to watch all 6'6" of our Canadian southpaw do a choreographed dance. And that one spanked to Eric Jones Jr. to second, over to first, not in time. Very well turned 5-4-3 double play on the 3-2-2 pitch nonetheless.
Not a double play, but a great pick there from Eric Jones Jr. at third base. I mean, this guy really showing out there despite getting some starts at first. And the Bananas taking a moment to see if they want to challenge, but it looks like they'll stand pat. They're probably going to want to save that challenge for a later situation in this ball game.
It's a prudent decision because it would not be overturned. And how about the entrance we've got coming in for Dalton Cornette? A little spin kick. All his teammates try to imitate it. The bat thrown to him from Garrett Delano. And now the two-hitter ready to rumble with a man aboard and one out here in the top of the third.
All Buddy the Elf.
It's a fact. I think if you're going to have anybody impersonate Buddy the Elf in Banana Land, Dalton Cornette is your guy.
It's the smile.
Well, yeah, and POTASSIUM, Kentucky is pretty much as close to the North Pole as you could find as far as an otherworldly location here in our country. Obviously, the climate shares no similarities. Cornette now 1 for 2 as he spanks that one to right center, and 2 guys aboard. Hampton goes first to third. Runners on the corners now for Tanner Thomas, who scolded a single into right his first time, came around to score the inning-winning run in the first. That one shanked foul. So Kellogg, as per usual, has filled up the zone. That's what he does so well, mixes up his pitches. This one back up the middle. Glove flip, barehand from Cox. That ball sails all the way to the netting behind first base. So the Party Animals push a run across on the RBI fielder's choice. I don't think Coxie had a chance in the world there to get the speedy Tanner Thomas anyhow.
Yeah, and Ryan Kellogg, being the lefty, kind of had to move off the mound to try and field that ball. It squirted past him and rolled so slow that even though Dalton Malden was able to get to it, just so slow that when Ryan Cox was trying to get that transfer and throw over to first, it was not going to be able to beat Tanner Thomas's speed.
Mr. Tinder Thomas gets his 45th run batted in on the tour. Just 2 behind Jake Skoll for the season lead. And now the Party Animals left fielder will get a chance to push that lead a little further. Booming double down the right field line his first time. Tries to check his swing. Bryson Wheeler says he went around. Like the right call from up here. Well executed first pitch slider there from Kellogg as he yanks the fastball outside. Skoll was snagged 15th overall in 2010 by the Texas Rangers. Tanner Thomas, great jump, swing and a miss from Jake, and that base is stolen easily. Mr. Thomas now 18 for 19 in his attempts at stealing bases.
You know, oftentimes they tell you you don't want to steal a base with 2 outs, but with the Party Animals already being up a run in this inning, and you're trying to tack on more points from here, it makes perfect sense to steal that bag, but it's Ryan Kellogg who will throw a breaking pitch over to Jake Skoll and get the Bananas out of this inning.
It was a big curveball from Kellogg. Came in at 69 miles per hour. And the Party Animals lead by a point here in our 69th game on the tour. Let's take a journey back in time, this day in BTV history. Well, folks, it all comes down to this. The most fun team in baseball, the Savannah Bananas, facing off against the best team in the CPL East, the Wilson Tobbs. The Wheel of Unfortunate.
Let it ride.
Maybe spun for the final time this summer. I've already done that.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to update it, but, you know, playoff time, there's been a lot more pressing matters on our hands. Gosh, darn
he got the horse head, ladies and gentlemen. And you've got something on your head, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the dance was good or not because I'm seeing through a telescope here, and it doesn't improve vision. It hurts it a lot.
Well, you sound beautiful.
I'm trying to find you. There you are.
If you were a horse.
12 coming into tonight. As he bounces that to second, DR flips to short, Renwick to first, that's it! The mission to repeat is complete! For the second straight summer, the Savannah Bananas are Coastal Plain League champions!
And they end this season as champions.
Back-to-back summers, the Coastal Plain League championship has ended in Banana Land. The Pettit Cup isn't going anywhere. What a match. And who better to reminisce with about the winning of the 2022 Coastal Plain League Championship than the guy who started that game and threw 7 shutout innings against the Wilson Tops. Jared Donaldson, welcome to the booth, man.
Thanks, y'all, for having me.
So watching that video, what kind of memories and emotions does that bring out of you?
It's crazy to think that was a year ago. It feels like just yesterday. We were out here. We went and won the first game in Wilson and then came back here for game 2, had a great crowd, and just played the best baseball I feel like we played all year. Came out on top.
Bender just barely misses the low outside corner there from Sean Fluke on Dalton Malden. It is 10-1-2 here for the Nanners in the bottom of the third. They trail the game by 1 point. They trail the third inning by a run. And that one gets the inside corner. Heck of a frame there from Mike Vivacis. Steals a strike for his battery mate. And the 2-1 to the songbird of our generation outside. Now 3-1. Now, Donnie, I mean, you were the ace of that staff, a big, big reason why the Bananas were able to repeat as Pettit Cup champions, as the count now full on Dalton Malden. As you moved from Georgia Southeastern, where you were Region Pitcher of the Year, Peach Belt Pitcher of the Year, D2 All-American, the accolades could go all night long here as Dalton gets around on that one. Jake Skoll with a little bit of a journey, but now backpedaling, grabs it for out number 1. I mean, what are you thinking as you're going into that game 2 in the championship, and you guys have won all 3 games pretty handily so far in the playoffs, and you are 1 win away from that Pettit Cup?
Right. I know we had the momentum after winning game 1. A tough, high-scoring game, that game 1 of the Pettit Cup championship, and then coming here, had home crowd advantage. The boys were hot, and when you got 8 guys behind you like we did, and the lineup we had is kind of hard to be beat. So just kind of going out there playing with a little bit of swagger and having fun, and gave us the win.
DR a fly out to Skolin left his first time. One misses, pinch down. 2-1 on the doctor. Of course, Mr. Meadows, a teammate of yours, joined about halfway through the season out of Columbus State. And what was it like for you watching him steal 26 bases in as many tries in just 20 regular season games?
Unreal. I mean, having him at Columbus State, I remember game 1, we played them.
And a base knock for him here.
In conference this year. He went 4 for 4 off me with 4 singles. So dude was hard to get out, so it was nice to have him on my side for once, and having him playing behind me at second base or wherever he might have been, it was unreal. Dude's a stud.
So Donnie, when we talk about the Bananas from last year during the CPL, obviously led the Coastal Plain League in stolen bases, and you guys one of the best rotations and bullpens in the entire Coastal Plain League. But in your mind, what do you think was kind of the secret to the success for the Bananas last summer?
I don't know. I feel like we came out here, worked hard every day, and having a crowd like this, dude, Banana Nation's unreal. And just coming out here and being able to compete every day, them giving all the effort they give us, day in and day out, it's pretty easy to go out there and play for them. Especially, like I said, the rest of the team.
Now DR in a pickle, trying to evade Slam and Sammy Claycamp. He's survived for a couple tosses here, and Chase Acuff gets in his way. That would be obstruction either way.
He finds a way.
Then he gets back to first. That was a miracle act from the doctor, and now he's asking for second base from Justin Whitten because of the interference, but Justin's going to say he only gets first because he was coming back to the bag. DR saying he was just bear hugged by Mr. Acuff.
If you would have told me he would be playing the center field he is, doing backflips after he played second base last year, I wouldn't have believed you. But, dude, it's unreal. All-around athlete.
Michael Deeb took a ball for a ride out to deep left center, 380 feet, and was robbed of extra bases by a sparkling play by Reese Hampton. And the hitter's count waiting for a 2-1 from Fluke. That one just misses the outside corner. 69-mile-an-hour bender. Big 3-1 pitch coming here. DR takes off. Fluke knocks the throw down. He thought that it was, I don't know what Fluke thought. It's tough to get in the mind of that man.
I don't get it.
It is a very confusing situation because in the event that that would have been a ball four sprint, there's no way Fluke wants to get the glove on that ball as it has to go to all the other fielders. Just a tricky situation all around there.
Maybe he just thought that Vava was firing it back to him with a little extra mustard. Deeb sends this one out to the left field side of center once again. Hampton behind it, and Meadows dekes, but we'll stay at second. Wise decision. I mean, you talk about the doctor, a guy who played a tad of left field in his first year of junior college, but then he has 4 more years of college ball, all entirely in the infield. You see him in the infield all last year as a collegiate banana, as now Eric Jones Jr. has become the Pixar lamp, and I think it's one of my favorite things I've seen in my entire life.
That's legit.
You just saw that cheeky smile of him looking up from that lampshade. That's incredible.
EJ roped a double down the left field line his first time. I mean, it started in the summer series last August, but all of a sudden DR, who couldn't backflip going into the summer series, is making backflip catches, and obviously the burning speed helps a lot, but he is really turned into a pretty polished center fielder, huh?
It looks like he's done it his whole life. You know, doing the flips is unreal, beyond me. I can't even do a flip to begin with, so being able to do that and catch a baseball is unreal.
Likewise.
We were talking about keys to success, having Reggie in the dugout too, man. Those pregame speeches, I don't know what it was, but it was just something that, you know, resonated inside of you, and it was just like, all right, we're going out there to work for that guy. You know, he works his butt off for us. He's in the dugout right now getting guys water, getting them ready to go, so it's just, dude's an all-around kind of guy.
1-1 here to EJ. Big cut and a miss on a 68-mile-an-hour 12-6 curve, and looks like Fluke was blown away by the air that was produced by that whiff. Sean 1 strike away from securing another point for the Party Animals. Inning tying run on second, and the fastball's high, count even at 2-2. Big spot here early in the game. Deuce is wild with the doctor on second. And this one cranked out to right center field. Tanner Thomas has a beat on it and grabs it. Party Animals win the 3rd inning by a run, and they jump out in front 2-0 with 3 innings in the books.
And Sean Fluke doing good work for the Party Animals as well. The Bananas have now left 3 runners in scoring position tonight, so getting the outs when it really matters right now for the Party Animals.
We'll pop up into the broadcast booth once again as Biko Scala with Josh Talevsky and Jared Donaldson. And we have some pretty fascinating mail here from our good pal Skip. This is for Chad. You can see the light already going off here, and I believe, oh yeah! Are you kidding me? A little Party Animals action in the top. Bananas, yes, here you are, my coordinating producer. Sir, we have a present for Josh. That's a pencil holder. Smell that thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is some craftsmanship right there.
Yeah,
wow.
That's some freshly cut wood. We have a custom light for you as well.
Nice.
You like that, Donnie?
It's nice.
With batteries, are you kidding me?
Nothing comes with batteries these days.
Batteries included.
Oh, Chad already has his working. This is amazing. Unbelievable. Okay, sweet. I think some of this stuff's going to end up on our shelf behind us. Skip, also, looks like I got a little puzzle type deal here. This is amazing. Maybe I could put, it's kind of like a large coaster. I'll have to investigate with Skip on what the correct use is of this beautiful little piece here.
I'd be careful. You still might put a ring in that.
It's a fact. And I respect wood, so I don't want to goof around. Of course, Skip has been blessing us with his woodworking skills all year. That's a little key ring that he made Chad. I mean, this is legendary stuff. Thank you so much, Skip.
And not only have these key rings been made just for Chad, but made for the entire team and our BTV team.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that. I think pretty much everybody in the Bananas front office now has one of these sweet keychains. I've got one sitting on my backpack back here. I mean, he is an absolute legend of the game. It was great seeing him in Birmingham as well as last night. So once again, thank you, Skip. The craftsmanship and the creativity in your gifts are incredible. You are a treasured member of Banana Land, my friend. Here is another one of your teammates from a summer ago. Bryson Bloomer gets a fastball right behind his Tookus, and this is a guy who last summer was battling injuries the whole time and really wasn't his all-powerful self that you saw in 2021 in his rookie campaign as a Banana, the first of his 2 Coastal Plain League championships, but after he healed up and packed on a few more pounds of muscle before this tour, you have seen the devastating potential of Bryson Bloomer as he scolds that to third, 92 off the bat, but Eric Jones Jr. positioned perfectly.
Biko, talking about last summer, talking about him battling injury, you couldn't have told it. You know, we got in West Palm, and first pitch he sees off of me, he takes about 450 left center. Yeah, I think he healed pretty well.
That's a fact, and he is now 1 for 2 on the day. Had the RBI single that won the first inning for the Party Animals. Now, Parker Nolan, a strikeout his first time. We'll swing away against Kellogg out for his 4th inning of work, and this one, a worm burner. Oh, Ryan Cox behind his back with a glove flip. A magical 110th trick play of the tour for the glove magician who just barely nabbed the speedy Parker Nolan.
It's an aggressive play for Ryan Cox. He's trying to get a little creative and do it behind the back and does it successfully despite that speed of Parker Nolan. But look at the strong throw here from Ryan Cox. Fantastic as Ryan Kellogg will nail a strike to start Sammy Claycamp 0-1.
Backdoor bender at 69 miles an hour. We're seeing both guys hurling their slow curveballs consistently about 67 to 69 miles an hour. It's really a fascinating matchup of finesse guys. Move the ball all over the place, and then you see a 90-mile-an-hour heater up in the zone. That was foul-tipped, Randy Voss is saying. Ryan Kellogg thought it was strike 3, as does Bill Leroy, and they can't understand why Randy is saying this isn't a strikeout. And he's going to confer with Justin Whitten down at first base. Claycamp smoked the ball about 385 feet to dead center his first time, robbed of extra bases by D.R. Meadows, and Justin Whitten didn't see or hear anything that Randy Voss did not, so it is still going to be ruled a foul ball, and Bill Leroy apoplectic at that decision. And now Bill has argued his case enough to get a strikeout call.
Well, Bill Leroy just got Ryan Kellogg an incredible minutes per inning mark there. It's Ryan Kellogg now getting out of that inning in 1 minute and 34 seconds.
Wow, that's quick.
Take a look at it again here. Yeah, that was a clean miss by Sam Claycamp, and it was the backswing that knocked the ball out of Bill's glove. So it's a good thing that Mr. Leroy was so sure.
I can't say I've ever seen that happen.
I don't think I have either. It's going to be the 3rd K of the night for Kellogg. Bananas just need 1 run here in the bottom of the 4th inning to cut the Party Animals lead in the all-important points category in half. It's Hey Baby O'Clock here in historic Racing Stadium, the 217th straight sellout here in ballpark that's been standing for over 97 years. How about Split taking a joyride on, it's like maybe Matt DeWitt's motorized scooter out in center, and he'll pause to Hey Baby. Have you had any wild run-ins with Split over your year plus now here in Banana
Dude, I can't say I haven't seen anything. Dude, you never know what's coming out of him, dude. It's unreal. Dude's a character.
Now, I've got to reference something that showed up last night on our broadcast, Donnie. It was Split just kind of hanging out on the warning track for almost a full half inning, and it came to the top of the 5th, actually. He was trying to take the 1 off of the board for the Party Animals. Now, which one of you guys put him up to that?
Dude, I don't know, but I think it might have been like the 3rd or 4th inning. He was in right center, and a ball was hit lined right to him. I thought he was going to make the play. Thankfully, we ended up making it, but dude, it was headed right for him. I thought he was going to jump in the way and do something. I don't even know. There's no telling. I think it might have been from Bloomer, too, so that would have made sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're well aware of their TikTok rivalry.
Yeah, dude.
Now, we just saw Dan Oberst doing a very creative version of the Hey Baby dance. It's modeled after Nick Klarnos. What was it like having that man as a teammate for a little while last summer?
Dude, that was the... let's see, I'm trying to think of the word to describe it. I don't know, dude was just an all-around great guy, you know. That was another guy you walked in the clubhouse and didn't know what to expect, whether it was, you know, his pregame, where he hyped everybody up, him and Reggie, you know. Have those 2 guys in the dugout, you couldn't help but have a smile on your face. But that kept us going all the time, and 2 great guys to be around.
Klarno is The gold star case of what Tyler Gillum would like to call an energy giver, which he searches for relentlessly for his teams. Dakota McFadden barely misses extra bases down the left field line.
That was another guy playing at Southwestern when he was at North Georgia. I was like, dude, I do not want to face this guy. So, you know, having him on the same team was pretty sweet as well.
And I think just another note about Nick Klarna was a fierce competitor at that. Donnie, were there any other guys on last year's CPL championship team that were really fierce competitors like Klarna?
I have to say Drew Yanesta. You know, like I said, playing against him as well at Lenore Ryan, he was a guy that went out there and gave it 110% every outing, whether it was practice, games, pregame, you know, whatever it might have been. One of the toughest dudes I ever met. Great guy.
68 mile an hour, 12-6 curveball. Trackman had it leaving the bat at 93. And D-Mac will be pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell. First pinch running opportunity tonight for Flash the Kid. The tour leader in stolen bases and runs scored. As the heater misses inside to Danny Hosley, who reached on a trick play missed back in the second. And that was the true Houdini performance of Fluke's night. A trick play missed and then a single. Had runners on the corners with nobody out. He got a shallow fly out, a strikeout, and then the ground out back to himself where he narrowly got Noah Bridges out at first base. That was really impressive pitching from the exterminator. How fun is it for you, Donnie, as a guy who is blessed with the power to throw low 90s fastball and the splitter and slider and changeup? See a guy who's throwing more mid 80s and high 60s with the curveball navigate such a talented lineup that you guys have.
Dude, it goes to show, I feel like, you know, if you can pound the zone, get ahead early, you know, throw 2+ pitches for strikes, you know, whenever you want the count, you can compete, you know, no matter how hard your fastball is. I'm just going out there, like I said, that competitive nature. Uh-oh, that ball's hit well.
This might be the inning. Malachi Mitchell already around second, and he is going to coast on in easily. Danny Hosley with his tour-leading 24th walk-off, and it is a 2-1 game in points.
And that's a great way for the Bananas to rebound in this ball game, and it is Danny Hosley continuing to stay hot for the Bananas. 7 of his 10 hits in the month of July went for extra bases, and once again, a walk-off double gets the Bananas back in this ball game.
That's another guy, when he heats up, it's hard to stop, dude.
He had a superb July, quiet couple nights recently, but he has cut this party animal's lead in half. We'll throw it down to Jolie Chabala to honor our Bananas Foster family of the night.
Across the United States, there are 400,000 children and teens in foster care. Foster care is something close to home here in Banana Land, as the owners Emily and Jesse Cole are a licensed foster family. Recently, the Savannah Bananas have started a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to celebrating those in the foster care community while educating and inspiring others to get involved. The name of that nonprofit is Bananas Foster. Tonight, we have the honor of celebrating the Siemens family. Courtney was inspired to make a difference, and Trey is a real-life superhero and local firefighter. On a call, he saw firsthand the impact of the foster care community, and the two together became a licensed foster family in 2020. Since then, they've had 2 long-term placements. One who is still in care, and another who's been adopted into their family. Fans, please stand and help me celebrate Courtney and Trey for making a difference right here in Savannah, Georgia.
Always an incredibly cool moment wherever Banana Land is when we get to honor another one of these amazing foster families. And Jolie getting to shout them out for the second straight night here. And the Siemens family, pretty cool, getting 2 lawn care replacements and adopting one of them, still having another on hand. That's what it's all about.
And what's really cool, Trey, a fireman, which Jolie kind of explained, and just seeing getting a look at kind of foster children and what happens through being a fireman really inspired them to start getting involved in that community. Awesome stuff.
Well, it's shout out time, and big shout out to Greg Sharon, who gifted 10 more memberships out in the YouTube chat to make it a grand total of 20 on tonight's broadcast. We really appreciate it. Good to see a lot of love for Skip in the K-Club chat, as he even hooked up our guy Todd Patton with a custom Bananas keychain when they hooked up in Rickwood, or at Rickwood Field rather, in Birmingham. And it's going to be 8, 9, 10 for the Party Animals here in the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Kellogg back out on the bump. He is Mike Vivacis, Dustin Baber, and Chase Acuff. Vava missed on a trick play, or reached rather on a trick play miss by Danny Hosley his first time. He's the donut hitter tonight, so if he strikes out, the full capacity crowd here in Savannah will get free donuts, and we'll give out 5 gift memberships to the chat. Obviously, that is not happening this time around, as Vivacis loops that into left for a base knock.
The crowd shall wait with bated breath, my friend.
As shall all our good friends watching on the tube. So the leadoff man aboard, now Dustin Baber, who found Goodwood his first time. Served the ball 318 feet down the left field line that was hauled in on the run by Michael Deeb. We've driven in a run in the second, and instead it ended the inning. This one popped towards the fans. We'll see if someone can make a big play. Negatory. Baber out of Babson Park, Florida. Guy who was a JUCO bandit down there, started at Daytona State and finished his collegiate career at North Carolina A&T up in Greensboro. Finds a hole in the right side of the defense. And 2 men up, 2 singles here in the top of the 5th for the Party Animals.
And that is hit number 40 now on the season for Dustin Baber, and the 9th time he's gone to the opposite field this season for the Party Animals. He's one of those guys with a really nice spray chart. Now 11 hits to left, 20 up the middle, and 9 to right. Really pretty even across the board.
It's in back-to-back nights now for the Party Animals second baseman, and it's their shortstop who lined a single up the middle his first time up. Chase Acuff ahead 1-0. Now a 2-0 count. Just like Baber on first and Vivacis on second. Acuff, pride of the Sunshine State, the St. Petersburg kid. And just like Vava and Baber once again, who played some college ball in Florida. Started out at Eckerd, finished up at Rollins. Was the hardest man to strike out in Division II baseball in 2018. We go both runners, pitch inside, throw to second. Not in time to get Baber. It was Joe Lytle actually pinch running for Mike Vivacis. The two look eerily similar with the mullet and mustache to match. And a double steal for the Party Animals. 2 men in scoring position. Payoff pitch coming still with nobody out.
And that's a big double steal, because now if Ryan Kellogg misses with ball 4, that could bring 2 runs around, as it's Danny Hosley backing up, making the catch. Tagging from third, it'll be Lytle, and he will score. Dustin Baber will advance a base. The Party Animals get another run in this ball game.
They won the first inning 1-0, did the same in the third. After dropping the fourth by the same score, they lead here in the 5th. And what a smooth dance from the fellas. Brett Helton really leading the charge here. fierce eyes from a guy who spent 4 years in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. They pocket the old finger guns and return a jubilant group to the dugout. Now Baber at third with one out as the Party Animals order flips on its head and Reese Hampton will swing away.
And this is part of the reason, once again, that you've seen the transition for Chase Acuff into that 10-hole. Now 2 sacrifice flies in the series. He had a hit in his first at-bat. He's starting to put together, again, really good at-bats, and it is feeding the top of this Party Animals lineup, especially their hottest guy right now is coming up, Reese Hampton.
Baber able to drive that 293.5 feet out to right, which was very important because it also got Baber over to third with just one away. Specialty walk-up for Reese Lightning. His third trip to the dish tonight. So far 0 for 2. A fly out reached on a fielder's choice, scored the inning-winning run in the third.
And that's where base running skill really leads to runs in banana ball. You've got to figure out your situations wisely so you can get those guys in scoring position and set yourself up to get points. In this situation, they were kind of banking off a possible ball four sprint, but a deep drive scores a run and still gets another guy just 90 feet away from scoring.
2-0 to Reese. Peter misses high. Kellogg has not given up a sprint tonight. One bad one away from changing that fact. Bananas with the infield in, and Hampton swinging 3-0, trying to beat that sprint defense as the outfielders all pinching in to dangerously shallow depths.
It's Reese and Skull who are the aggressive batters for the Party Animals on those 3-0 counts, and it's a reason they've got a lot of extra base hits. It's because they can lift it over the heads of the Bananas defense, but DR Meadows will lay out and make a phenomenal catch. But Dustin Baber wisely staying on the bag at third base, able to tag easily, and it's a multi-run fifth for the Party Animals.
Back-to-back sack flies for the bad boys of Banana Land. Hampton drives in his 32nd run of the tour. Great diving catch by DR Meadows to secure the second out of this inning as the bags are empty. And Kellogg now ahead of Dalton Cornette, 1 for 2 on the night, a ground out and a line drive single. Slider misses out to even the count at a ball and a strike. It's a fascinating matchup every time Cornette and Kellogg face off because they were both wild health genomes in the Atlantic League last summer, and not only were they teammates, they were roommates every time that there was a road trip. So these guys know each other awfully well.
And Dalton Cornette has started his career against Ryan Kellogg 3 for 10, batting .300.
Big Bender misses the outside corner, pinch up as well. 2-2 coming with 2 down. One slap to short, Ryan Cox between the legs, a bounce across the diamond. The glove magician, you are stupendous. 111th trick play on the tour for Ryan Cox.
I mean, that one is just too fun. Anytime Ryan Cox starts bouncing the banana ball, you know he's getting tricky, and that's a smart guy to do it with. Dalton Cornette, not the fastest Party Animal.
All right, let's throw it down to our guy, Ty, for a little banana ball boot camp. We'll see how it goes.
First station is and then pelvic thrusts. Pelvic thrusts. Second station, push-ups, and then Baby by Justin Bieber. Followed up by sit-ups and twerking like you've never twerked before. Are we ready? Let's get going. First station. First station, hit your burpee. Pelvic thrust, pelvic thrust, pelvic thrust. All right, second station, hit your push-ups, hit your push-ups. Now let's get up and let's belt it, baby. Baby, 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 oh. Very good, very good, very good. Next station, sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, let's get up and let's twerk. Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go, gentlemen. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right, crowd. All right, crowd. Now, you watch both of these gentlemen. I want you to give it up for who you thought did the best job. Now give it up for Darren. Now give it up for Eli. Let's go, Eli! Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ty. Eli is our victor in Banana Ball Boot Camp here on the 69th game of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by Zappos. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Bananas need 2 runs to tie it. That one scolded by Ryan Cox, and Dustin Baber's gonna let the ball drop, bounce it to first. It wasn't handled by Jason Swan. I think that's still a trick play though, Josh.
I'm really not sure. I'm conflicted. Swan never went to the bag with it. I think they're just ruling it as Baber caught that ball.
I don't think that's a fair ruling though. There's no way he caught that ball. Out of the baseline. Yeah, out of the baseline. Just went right back to the dugout. Yeah, Ryan Cox surrendered himself. I don't know how you can't rule that a trick play, I think.
Well, if they're going to rule it that way, then I think you put it in the book as a trick play.
And on that note, Sean Fluke removes his shirt and does whatever that is. Bill Leroy a fly out to center his first time. Coxie now 1 for 2 on the night. Can't say he didn't hit that ball well, just straight at the Party Animals second baseman, who is now 1 for 2 on trick plays on the night. 66 for 72 on the tour. Three-one coming to the Bananas backstop. That one below the zone. And how about this? It took 4.5 innings. Here's our first sprint of the night. Bill Leroy has to slam the brakes at first. Party Animals got it around the infield awful quickly, and then the final 3 men who had to touch it were just waiting for Leroy, who was going to be a dead duck.
Yeah, and it was Bill Leroy over in California who was actually nailed going for a ball 4 sprint of 2 bases, and ever since then, he's had a really difficult time getting back to second base for the Bananas, and it was really on this specific sprint, the Party Animals infield getting that ball to each other so quickly that, you know, it was just a matter of the outfielders are touching that ball. Bill had to stay at first there.
Vinny DeRubius now represents the inning tying run. He's got the pop to tie it in one fell swoop. Has not hit a homer so far on the tour, although he does have a triple and 7 two-baggers. Leroy just grabbed his 19th sprint compared to just 12 strikeouts. Best sprint to K ratio on the Bananas, and Vinny just missed that one. Off the end of the bat, Jake Skoll will haul it in. The 46-degree launch angle is not going to cut it. Here's Tyler Gillum.
World's tallest hitter, Dakota Stilts All-Britain.
Dakota Stilts All-Britain gets a big pinch hit opportunity here for Noah Bridges. And normally I would say it's confusing time to bring in your guy on stilts when he represents the inning tying run. But as we've been mentioning, Dakota has the best stats on the entire Bananas team hitting wise, albeit he is 7 for 18. But you add in the 3 sprints and a hit by pitch, he's getting on every other time.
And if you're playing the percentages, Dakota Stilts All-Britain, when hitting in the middle innings, batting .333, and will this one dunk in? No! It is Tanner Thomas making the catch and retiring our friend on stilts.
Party Animals claim another point. They win the 5th inning 2 runs to nothing. Jump back ahead by 2 as they lead 3 points to 1. And we head to the 6th. With 51 minutes on our clock. Excellent pace here this evening. Party Animals celebrating the inning win by Sean Fluke. Going full. We're going to be missing this one. I don't know if it can come back from the exterminator hitting it with a pile drive. turntables. Another incredible performance by our youngest dance troupe in Bananaland. The Banana Splits exit stage right, and Christian Dearman, Mr. Electric, takes back over on the mound, was battling a concussion throughout the tour in California, but he's been cleared by Francis Gilbert, and he is shaking that tush like only he can.
He hasn't missed a beat. I mean, you're seeing the moves from Mr. Electric. We last saw him on the mound for the Bananas on July 11th in Kannapolis. It was 2 innings of scoreless ball, only 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. For Dearman, as long as he throws strikes, he's a pretty effective pitcher against these party animals.
And as Christian Dearman takes over on the mound, facing his good friend Tanner Thomas, and blows a heater by him for strike 1. Dearman's teammate for the last 5 years in Bananaland, Cowboy Kyle Lewigs, joins us in the booth. How are you living tonight, Mr. Lewigs?
What is good evening, Biko and Josh? Very happy to be up here in the booth with you fellas, and happy to see what we got going on for these 2 innings.
It's a really odd way to start a sentence, you know.
I've had my mind on Jeopardy lately. I don't know why, I just have.
I think folks will find out when they watch the new edition of the Ripe Rundown, focusing on all the highlights coming out of Bananaland in the month of July. There may be a game show involved.
If that wasn't a teaser, I don't know what is.
Correct. My Instagram story, well, actually, no, that didn't give away anything. That was just some green screen nonsense. 2-2 count here on Tanner Thomas. He was Christian Dearman's roommate on last year's tour. Tanner Thomas 1 for 2 on the night. Single, an RBI, and a run scored. Boy, off his back foot. Gave that one a pretty good ride. 332 feet out to center, according to TrackMan, but he's out number 1.
Yeah, and I've got to say early on, with one out here in the top of the 6th, you know, the Fluke effect is very real with the Bananas scoring 1 run through 5 innings. And I've just got to say, you know, from being in the dugout and seeing the level of play tonight, I got to say this is probably one of the most entertaining and fun Banana Ball games I've been a part of, and I'm not even pitching.
Could not agree more. You were on the bump for the Nanners from the get-go last night, as we got a 1-1 count on Party Animals cleanup hitter Jake Skoll, a double and a strikeout tonight. And now 2-1. Dearman, a 2021 Coastal Plain League champion, just like you, Cowboy Kyle. Also, just like you, took home a breakfast bowl right after that, and now in his 2nd tour here. This one cranked through the Skoll shift into right field, and Jake is 2 for 3 on the night.
Good piece of hitting by Jake Skoll. Loves to swing 3-0 and 3-1. And give credit, it was Eric Jones Jr. as the Bananas outfield was starting to shade in for a sprint defense, actually telling them to keep moving out. He had a feeling Skoll was swinging 3-1 there, and he did.
Definitely, and Skoll's about as good of an opposite field hitter as you'll see on either side. And it feels as if we need the Skoll shift to work on a ground ball in the infield, we have to simply put all 8 guys on the right side, because you got to patch every hole, because everything he seems to hit over there is hit so darn hard.
Well, you know that Jake Skoll is an excellent opposite field hitter because he has hit 2 opposite field home runs off of you.
Thank you for, thanks for reminding me. I had forgotten until this moment.
He hasn't done it to you since March, though, so you've
been a while. They've been few and far in between nowadays, I feel like.
You've really put a damper on the Oppo tacos.
Thank you. That's what I try and do.
You're not gonna get a little upset at Biko, because I kind of feel like if I had said that, Kyle, it's okay.
Oh, D.R. Meadows behind his back. The throw to third. Not in time. Bang, bang. Eric Jones Jr. wants this one replayed, but the Bananas in the dugout trying to stop it. Maybe a fan will pull the challenge. And they do. Let's throw on the Riedel headsets. It wouldn't be D.R. Meadows' 2nd trick play, double play on the tour. He backflipped and gunned Joe Lytle at 3rd earlier this season. And now Zach Frangelo and Randy Voss throwing the headsets on. Jalen Johnson, let's see the goods. And the throw, the tag, he's safe.
He is safe. Call stands.
That will not be overturned.
It looks like the right call off the rip from up here. Good work by Bryson Wheeler, and you know, that's a smart play by your guys, Kyle, because I don't think Adam Byron and Tyler Gillum necessarily wanted to use their challenge as the barn animal celebrating with Bryson. So the fans unfortunately lose their one and only challenge. You guys still have yours going forward in this ball game.
I tell you what, Bryson's a gem of a human and a jack of all trades. I mean, stepping up in the big spot there and making the right call is really good to see. Nonetheless, but I would have loved another trick play, double play from DR right there.
Well, Bryson has umpired hundreds of games in his life and was an umpire during the scrimmages before this 2023 tour began. So he has experience umpiring banana ball. Of course, he steps in with Vincent Chapman getting the night off after he battled dehydration an evening ago.
Took a trip to dehydration station.
That's very true. 0-2 is outside on Parker Nolan, who has struck out and bounced into a trick play by Ryan Cox at short. Skull 90 feet away from scoring, now a 2-2 count.
Josh, to answer your question, I could never have any animosity towards Biko. It is simply all directed towards you.
That's okay.
That one fouled into the Bananas dugout. Ivan Trezak, our director of creative content, had to send his Tookus to the earth real quick to avoid that one.
I'm actually a really nice guy. I guess you just wouldn't know.
This one bounced to third, backhanded by Eric Jones Jr. across the diamond to Stilts. A backhanded play, and our 10-foot, 9-inch first baseman ends the inning.
That's why you give the big man the big glove. Dakota Stilts on Britton near the infield dirt made an incredible play.
That saved a run. You cannot make that up. As we honor all the military members in attendance here in Grayson Stadium, we pass that on to everybody watching on ESPN Plus and YouTube as well. Get another look at Dakota going down and getting it. Incredible stuff. Well, we teased the Ripe Rundown a little earlier accidentally. We'll give you a little bit more of an on-the-nose tease right here for what's coming on our wrap-up of the month of July in Banana Land.
Rundown! We gallivant across the entire country, flying to Ohio, traversing to North Carolina, and going to what is California? All that and more right now on the Ripe Rundown!
That ball is annihilated on the money in time, and the ball's on fire.
Wow!
These guys are out of their mind. Backflipping makes the catch. Oh, what a cannon! A new trick added to the arsenal. Colossal flash. Are you kidding me? Go back up into the broadcast booth. That is all you get from the Ripe Rundown. It was a really brief tease there.
Apparently it's a crime to breathe around here, as I've gotten in trouble for breathing into the mic. So I don't really know what else to do. I can't talk if I'm not breathing. So.
Kyle, would it make it better if I told you you're a really graceful flyer?
No, I've known that my whole life. Biko told me that earlier.
Fair enough.
You'd
All
be
right.
the second person, which means not as much as the first person. Look at that beautiful sunset.
Golden hour here in Dafford Park as we have a jarring zoom back into reality. A big bender at 66 miles an hour touches the bottom of the zone to Dalton Malden. That one at 65 is up high. So like
slider there from Fluke, and Fluke back out for his 6th inning of work, and we finally got some action in the Party Animals bullpen. That is the 6'2" specialist Jake Leallios.
Boy, Dalton Malden, a twirly bird 360 fooled on the bender. He flew out his first time, and he is strikeout victim number 2 for the Exterminator tonight.
And you got to think if Jake's going to come in at any point this game, is, you know, Fluke having the only technically complete game in banana ball history, and I know that he's always got his eyes set on it.
That one cranked into left center, just in front of Jake Skoll, who misplays it. And want to get another look on that to see if it's a double or a single and an E7. Josh Chalevsky, the official scorer of Banana Ball. What say you?
Initial ruling is a clean double so far, but again, we've got the replay. Thank you, Jalen. And I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
I concur. Kyle?
I'm focused. Did you have to turn my mic up?
I did turn your mic up.
Because I had to take my microphone to the other side of my face so
Correct.
Josh wouldn't hear me breathe?
Yes.
Go figure. I think it's a clean double. Not that I agree with Josh, but I think it's a clean double.
The problem is, I don't know where our headset is that has a real nice, I don't know what they call these things, wind guards?
I'm not sure what they're called.
We've got one hanging around here.
Big fuzzy ball.
Pop filter.
Pop filter?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think Chad Reese said a big fuzzy ball, or was that you who said that?
That was me.
Okay.
I felt good about it.
You both
What
said
is
it at the same time.
a big fuzzy ball?
There it is. 2-1 count on Michael Deeb, the potential inning-winning run in scoring position with one out.
I'm going to drink my water now, Josh. Is that all right?
It's fine with me.
One just misses outside.
Pretty good pitch there. I feel like Randall Voss behind the plate tonight has had pretty consistent zone, I would say.
That is going to win the inning for the Bananas. Second sprint of the night given up by Fluke. DR scores easily from second, and it's a 1-point game once again. 3-2 Party Animals lead now after 6 innings.
Oh, I really like this one.
Oh, wow. A little extended intro there. I was waiting for the Soldier Boy tell him, you know?
Yeah, you think you know, and then you don't.
Correct.
You got to keep them on your toes.
Vitamin D grabs his 19th walk-off on the tour as DR Meadows scores his 46th run. Only Dan Oberst and Malachi Mitchell have scored more times for the Bananas. Now Deeb 1 RBI away from 40. Is that magical time of the night as we have a pair of Hokas to give away, and we intend to do so. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find it in the chat. If you're watching on ESPN Plus, we're going to throw a little Chachpa.
Chachpa?
Chutzpah. There's your winner, Josh. Excellent work. I've got a little too much Yiddish in my vernacular to actually nail that one. I got to figure out where this graphic is. Anyhow, that will get you into this thing. You got to throw your contact information in, and then when it says buzzword, you need to put drumroll, please. I didn't even know this was the word. Jeopardy. Jeopardy.
That is Jeopardy. Jeopardy. What is Jeopardy?
It's a real reoccurring theme here tonight.
Thank you. Are we just giving away the one pair?
Just one pair tonight.
Nice.
Just one pair.
Just had to make. I had to make sure. Everybody needs to know. You know,
Correct.
enter in the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could win. I need a new pair of shoes really bad. I had a pregame meal the other day in the locker room at Zaxby's. Dan threw his book bag on it, and the Zax sauce and the ranch got all over my shoes.
It's devastating.
I had to throw away a fresh pair of Nike socks.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not getting that Zax sauce out of there. No way.
No.
Use like 5 bottles of Shout.
It's permanent.
Unbelievable. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes.
Now,
Your tear duct is acting up again, man.
Naturally.
Kyle, how have you enjoyed your Crocs, though? I continue to see you wearing your Crocs all the time.
Oh, that's not
good.
it's not even anywhere close to fitting. That's a good try on the pop filter, Chad, but
I enjoy my Crocs. I wouldn't call myself an avid Croc wearer by any regards, but they have been massive hits with the fans. The people absolutely love them, want to get their hands on them. This is the only pair I got. You know, I can't give them away. I'm fans first as they come, but you know, these Crocs hold a special place in my heart.
Remember, the buzzword tonight is Jeopardy. Confusing promotion there between frames. That was a new one, hit by pitch. Of course, all we saw was the replay, so not a whole lot of context for us. Looks like our contestant was hit by a pitch.
Swan's going to start the inning in a 3-0 count here from Christian Dearman, back out for his second inning of work.
First at bat of the night for last night's showman of the night. Swan is going to hold up with just one base on the sprint. All 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher for the Bananas get it around awful quick. That is what Jason Swan does. Boy, is he racking up the sprints.
I mean, his on-base percentage this season for the Party Animals has been incredible, despite what's been a lower batting average comparatively speaking, and Jason Swan only able to snag 1 base there on the sprint. Kind of a late call from Randy Voss behind home plate.
Was Swanee's 25th sprint compared to just 23 strikeouts.
Good to see Swan as the showman of the night last night. What number showman was that for him on the tour?
2.
2. Nice.
Or number 2.
Nice.
Mike Vivacis, 1 strike away from gifting free donuts courtesy of Duncan to the 268th straight sold-out Bananas crowd.
We got to get these donuts out of the locker room. I've been eating entirely too many of them today.
5 gift
really
subs will be tossed into the YouTube chat as well if Bava goes down on strikes. Appreciate the trick pitch from Mr. Electric, who now checks on Swanee over at first, who is a perfect 9 for 9 in his stolen base attempts. Front door bender low, and the count even at 2-2 to Vava.
That slider from Dearman looks pretty sharp tonight.
Had some chutzpah on it. Vivacis 1 for 2 on the night. And skies that one in the infield. Dearman the only man under it. Called off by Dakota McFadden, who is called off by Dalton Malden, and there's out number 1.
Yeah, you saw 3 guys right there in this kind of Bermuda triangle of the infield, all unsure of who was going to get it. And at the last second, it was Dalton Malden doing the right thing, really taking charge, calling loudly off of Dakota McFadden to be able to make that catch.
And Baba refusing to go down. But I tell you what just went down. That's a beer from Dustin Baber.
He will celebrate his incredible chugging feat by Irish jigging up to the dish. Single his last time. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. There's that beautiful slider from Dearman. Front door bender for strike 1. Dearman throws 2-seam, 4-seam, and cut fastballs. Sinker, slider, splitter.
The kitchen sink.
Really just 4 kinds of fastballs and a slider. Swan had an amazing jump and no attempt at a throw from Bill Leroy, as Jason now ties Dakota McFadden for the most steals on the tour without being thrown out. He's 10 for 10.
Wow.
This one looped into right center. Second knock of the night for Dustin Baber. Swan rounding third. Throw coming from Danny Hosley. It's a beauty! Swan is out! Laser beam from Danny Do-It-All.
And Swanee already calling for a challenge for the Party Animals. We'll see if they offer up another one here, as they still have theirs remaining.
A lot of indecision in the third base dugout. As soon as a pitch is fired to Chase Acuff, they will no longer have the opportunity. They were successful in their first challenge of the night. That kept the Bananas from scoring a point in the second inning. And they will keep the challenge that they retained because they were right on the first one in their back pocket. 1-0 count on Acuff.
What a shot from Danny there.
On the fly from right center field. Beautiful strike to home plate.
I want to chat with him. I think he could maybe strike somebody out from that distance.
Put your 120-foot strikeout to shame.
It's like a 280, 270.
And he getting some more action. This one a whole lot easier. Can of corn. And thanks to the spectacular play from the Nanners right fielder, the Party Animals kept off the board in the top of the 7th. The Bananas just need 1 run to tie this game in the all-important points category as we have less than a half an hour on the clock. Let's take another look at the incredible throw from Danny Hosley. Yeah, I think Jason Swan may have had a point here. See where the tag is. That left hand from him is getting in there, although Bill is tagging the right hand. It's bang, bang. I don't know if it could have been overturned.
It's just so hard with him sliding into home to see the plate, but I definitely think that he missed the initial arm that he was going for. Very good slide.
I would not have overturned it myself.
Personally, by my ruling, I think had we seen a challenge there, it would have been ruled inconclusive.
Could not agree more. Biko Scala, Josh Chalevsky, Cowboy Kyle Lewig's the ace of the Savannah Bananas, and it is BTV Mailbag round 2 tonight. What do we got going on, Kyle?
We've got a box from the Wright family.
Okay, don't read the address.
I'm not going to. They're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, though. I would like to let them know that. Oh,
yep.
sorry.
There we go. Here we go.
A top secret opening here. Whoa!
I heard about this in the Plaza Party yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I pull this out, I would like for you to know and recall who won the cereal draft. I present to you the best cereal, no free ads, but the best cereal that any currency can buy.
We have 2 letters. How many letters do we have here, Josh?
Look, I mean, the aesthetics.
2 letters!
The aesthetics of this box, the color, oh my God, it's
these
incredible.
are amazing. There's not a chance in the world we're going to get to read them right now, but thank you so much.
Thank you. This is like, I feel like Christmas and my birthday just got combined. And the day I was born. The 3 best days of my life all wrapped into one.
So are you claiming these for yourself?
I want you guys to have them so you can experience it, but I will gift you guys 1 bowl. And maybe some other people if they're around. Sachi, I see you eyeballing my cereal. You can have a bowl maybe. But I will be taking the rest for myself.
1 pitch, 1 out for Jake Leallios. Eric Jones Jr., double his first time, is now 1 for 3 on the night. And Leallios will bring in Baber, Acuff, and Hampton for a little choreographed dance. And Jake is furiously shaking those arms and hips. He's back up dancing, following his lead, and the fastball fired down.
Kyle, what is the instant analysis of that Leallios 6-2-2?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm so hyper fixated on my cereal box right now, I didn't even see it. I heard the tune, definitely like the tune, and I really like Fruit Loops marshmallows.
7 bracelets that was in that package as well. One of them said Biko. 4-pitch sprint for Dakota McFadden. He represents the potential inning-winning run and not going to test the Party Animals defense. They get it around all 7 guys behind the pitcher and catcher awful quickly. So a 1-base sprint for D-Mac, who is 1 for 2 on the night. Malachi Mitchell scored the inning-winning run in his stead in the 4th inning, and he'll pinch run for D-Mac once again.
And that's when the 1-base sprint doesn't necessarily hurt you if you're the Bananas, because with Dakota McFadden just getting on, yet a feeling the Bananas would insert Malachi quickly into the line or into the base running situation here. He's going to try and swipe second and get in a scoring position for the Bananas now.
Danny Hosley YMCAing coming in from the crowd after making the tremendous throw to gun down Jason Swan in the top half of this inning. Danny, who walked off the 4th and brought in Malachi with an RBI double to dead center field for his tour-leading 24th inning ender. Trying to play hero once again. Heck of a stop there from Mike Vivacis on the 12-6 curveball in the dirt. Leallios throws a boatload of heaters. One of those 12-6 curves you just saw and a few cutters. Here goes Malachi. This one cranked in between the legs of Maceo Harrison. the dancing third base coach here in the bottom of the 7th.
I'm not sure if my contacts are deceiving me, but I think he just did a dance move into the ball and then somehow still evaded it.
It did not phase him one bit.
No, he's still dancing just happy as can be.
94-mile-an-hour foul ball right through the wickets. And this one headed Maceo's direction once again. It bounces off our camera, thankfully protecting Dakota Burnstead over there. 1-2 coming to Hosley. There goes Malachi. Bounced up the middle off of Leallios and into right field. Flash the Kid's gonna get third base. Hosley is gonna have the most bizarre double you'll see in your entire life.
Yeah, that is a wacky situation all the way, and we might see the trainers come out and check here on Jake Leallios, who looks pretty good off the rip here, and for a ball to get all the way out there in right field like that, had to hit Leallios in an awfully solid manner.
Looks like it squared up his right knee. It was the second ball in that at-bat that was 94 miles per hour, leaving the bat of Danny Hosley.
Yeah, I think I'll speak to this slightly. I think that caught him on the inside of the knee, and I think as the resident specialist in balls hit back to him on the mound.
Correct.
As I've worn one off the shin this tour earlier in Sugarland. And yeah, it never feels good. And you never expect it's going to happen until it happens. But a lot of adrenaline running through those veins, no matter who's on the mound. And usually you can use some superhuman-like abilities to stay in the ball game.
Party Animals bring the infield in. There's a 1-1 count now on Ryan Cox. That ball not catchable by fans. Singled his first time. Right through the 4-hole and then scolded a ball straight to Dustin Baber at second. This one bounced to Baber. Throw home. Not in time. Ryan Cox with the walk-off. This game's tied at 3 points apiece. How about that? A little remix on the Banana Ball sorority chant that Mr. Cowboy Kyle and Bill Leroy penned way back before last year's tour.
Feels like ages ago. We got to watch it back in the locker room in all its infamy. And yeah, it's sorority time around these parts, and we got to celebrate accordingly.
How about the slide there from Malachi Mitchell?
Really
Just
good stuff.
Barely clipping the plate
Yeah.
as he flew by. And that is the end of the Hoka giveaway. Hopefully you all put Jeopardy in for the buzzword as the Banana Nanas dance. Cowboy Kyle, I think it's time we get to read a letter.
Yes, I'm going to read the letter that was in the box that is addressed to you, me, and Josh because I read it and it warmed my heart. And this is also my sign-off because I will be leaving to go back to the dugout after this. All right. It says, hello, Biko, Josh, and probably Kyle too. My family and I love watching the broadcast together and laughing at whatever crazy things you guys are saying and voting who has the best drafts. I tried Fruit Loops Marshmallow, by the way. Kinda good, kinda weird. We have been lucky enough to see 3 games in the past 3 years, 1 in Savannah and 2 in West Palm Beach. We met a good amount of the players and some of the entertainment team at Dalton's show in Nashville. Biko, I made you the banana and party animal beaded bracelet. We basically unintentionally follow the bananas around. You have all had such a positive impact on my life, and I'm so thankful for the joy you provide in my whole family's lives. As a fireworks lover, I live for your fireworks commentary and statistics. I'm going to college in the fall, so I'll not be able to watch the games with my family as much, but I know that we will always find a way to talk about the bananas. I'm hoping to be an intern for you guys sometime in the future. Love you guys, and for now, see you later! Signed with a heart, Chloe Wright.
Thank you so much, Chloe. I came into the day with 2 bracelets. I now have 6. How are the turntables?
I bid you fellows adieu, especially you, Biko, not so much you, Josh. I'm excited to hopefully try the Fruit Loop marshmallows after the game at Staff Chat, and see you guys later! Not you, Josh. Later!
Best of luck down there with Ring Dudes, Kyle.
Kill him with kindness, Josh. Kill him with kindness. It was going so great until you told him that he was breathing into the mic. Changed everything.
Headset was just running a little hot for me. You know, maybe it was a me thing.
We'll have to see in the comment section if Cowboy Kyle's breathing was heard by the masses, or if it was just in Mr. Talevsky's ears. Shark continues to blare the music here as we enter the top of the 8th inning. Less than 20 minutes on the clock, about to be less than 19. Sean Fluke with an excellent performance tonight. Through 6 innings, well, at least pitched through 6 innings of 2-run ball. And now we are locked at 3 points apiece, and Matt Malatesta, the 2021 Bananas hero of Game 3 of the Coastal Plain League Championship, the splitter specialist, in for the top of the order for the Party Animals.
And it feels very likely a close game, as it usually is. Danny Hosley may get the 9th inning for the Bananas, and so they turn to Matt Malatesta here in the 8th. The right move, probably the next highest leverage reliever you've got, kind of learning their lesson after what happened last night. And Matt, an earned run average under 2 in the month of July, and averaged 4 minutes and 20 seconds in his innings pitched in the month as well.
Is very good. This ball cranked foul. How about Zach Phillips making a heck of a snag in the Bananas bullpen? And the 98-mile-an-hour foul ball, according to TrackMan. Reese Hampton having a superb series back in Savannah. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a sac fly and a run scored. That still makes him 7 for 10 across these 3 games thus far. Can't complain with that. Malatesta primarily throws the splitter, although he'll work a 2-seam fastball, slider, and forkball in as well. This one knife, left field, Michael Deeb chugging towards it. Not going to be able to get there in time as he collides with the fence in foul territory for the 2nd time tonight.
Was a really good chase down there by Michael Deeb, but unfortunately it was that ball that continued to slice foul and almost crashed up there against the fence. So it would have been a rather difficult play regardless there for Michael Deeb.
Another 1-2 pitch coming from the kid out of Brant Beach, New Jersey. Pride of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hampton, 4 years of minor league experience, 3 in the Detroit Tigers organization, 1 with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And we scratch our heads every night in Bananaland why either of those teams let Reese Lightning go. He is just too good as he discards the batting gloves and will go au naturel for the rest of this plate appearance.
Well, you saw Malatesta there just kind of mess with the timing there of Reese Hampton, kind of this double little leg kick before delivering the ball, and you could see it sort of frustrate Reese Hampton there. So instead, just wanting a little more grip on the bat, as he's even going to rub his hands in the dirt real quick just to get a little extra grip on this 2-2 pitch coming from Matt Malatesta.
Folks, cotton-eyeing Joeing. Cotton-eye Joeing, I guess, would be the correct way to say that. Cottoning, eyeing, and Joeing. They're doing it all. Another 2-2 coming. Heck of a battle here between Malatesta and Hampton to begin the top of the 8th inning. Another wiggle from Matt, and this one chopped into the shift. Eric Jones Jr. under the leg, the third baseman on the first base side of second. Has his 9th trick play of the tour in 11 tries.
And back-to-back games with a trick play from Eric Jones Jr. We've seen him sparingly get some time at second base. And yes, he's the third baseman tonight, but with him in that Hampton shift, playing on the right side of that second base bag, had an easy transfer between the legs, a nice throw, good banana ball feel from Eric Jones Jr., and a big first out for Matt Malatesta, who continues to kind of own these plate appearances against Reese Hampton. It's Reese batting .214 against Matt Malatesta this season.
Of course, Matt got the big strikeout of Hampton to win the game in San Jose last week with the potential game-tying run in scoring position. Cornette's 1 for 3, a single sandwiched between 2 groundouts, both of them trick plays, one from Ryan Cox, the other from Dalton Malden. That one gets the outside corner. And what a rare sight. Dalton Cornette struck out for only the 12th time on the tour compared to 23 ball four sprints he's earned.
It's a good location on the outside corner there from Matt Malatesta, and a pitch that's a little too close there for Dalton Cornette to take, especially considering one of the best batters against Malatesta this season. Probably should have offered up at that one.
Yeah, TrackMan had that a smidge off the plate, but in the little hybrid zone that TrackMan deems kosher to call a strike. And I would certainly put that one in the too close to take department. 1-1 count now on Tanner Thomas as he did go around, according to Bryson Wheeler down the third base line. 1 for 3 on the night. Single, run driven in, and a run scored. DR Meadows turned his back to home plate for a second, tracks that down, and an easy, breezy, beautiful 1-2-3 inning for Matt Malatesta, taking down the top of the Party Animals order.
And we continue to see a very good pace in this banana ball game. And you can thank quite a few sub-3 innings tonight. Ryan Kellogg, again, a 1 minute and 34 second fourth inning. Sean Fluke pitched through the first in 2 minutes and 50 seconds and also got through the fifth in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Of course, with the walk-offs to boot, a big reason we've still got over 10 minutes in this ball game as Grayson Stadium is turning yellow.
We stretch in the 8th inning as the sun sets awful late here in early August in our city by the sea. It is game 69 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by Zappos, as Split has joined us in the booth that uses a Sharpie to substitute for the phone that he does not have. Split, oh my gosh, and he is disrobing. Renault with this guy. This is the 99th banana ball game that has ever been played in front of fans. And what a split! The doozy it's been as things go off the rail up here in the booth. Good job by the folks in the control room playing with transparency there. This should be packaged up and sent to the Emmy committee. It's dazzling work. Split getting really experimental here. We've got 11 and a half minutes on the clock as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, locked in a 3-point apiece tie. Party Animals with 12 hits, the Bananas with 9. And the bad boys of Banana Land turn to Zach Blankenship, the crafty southpaw, who has been solid in his limited work early on in his banana ball career.
You see the minutes per inning mark for Zach Blankenship at 4 minutes and 4 seconds. And 3 ball 4 sprints to 4 strikeouts for Blankenship. You would like to see just a little bit fewer ball 4 sprints. That ratio just not ideal for Zach, but overall good work for him.
Get out of Fleming Island, Florida. Great friends with Tanner Thomas growing up. I am also confounded, Josh, on why the young professor is currently telling the crowd that this could be the final inning. I mean, I guess somehow it could, but I don't see a really plausible path to that happening. Either Blankenship's going to get 3 outs or the Bananas are going to score a run before the timer that still has more than 10 minutes and 26 seconds on it elapses. Bizarre move. But we get back to banana ball nonetheless. Bottom of the order for the Nanners, 7, 8, and 9, Leroy, DeRubius, and Bridges. Bananas catcher, 0 for 1, a fly out and a 1-base sprint. And a 2-0 count. Blankenship, high 80s, low 90s with the heater. One at 88. Curveball, changeup, and splitter to round out the arsenal. A quick 3-0 count on the Bananas 6-year captain.
And this is again where you're seeing you'd like that ball four sprint to strikeout ratio to be a little lower than what it is at right now, as it's Bill Leroy who will actually draw the second ball four sprint of his career here against Zach Blankenship, and he will have a hard press of the brakes there. He'll stay at first base. Bananas just in the business of getting a base runner here in the 8th. Bill is on.
The Party Animals have been superb in their sprint defense tonight, getting around their infield and outfield awful quickly. Roy, crafty base runner, 9 for 9 in his stolen base attempts. Of course, things get dicier with the southpaw on the mound. Blankenship great at holding runners on. And the heater fired low to Vinny DeRubius. Enters DH, a strikeout and flyout tonight. And after 5 straight balls to start the inning, Blankenship gets a strike.
And let's not forget here, the Bananas pinch ran Malachi Mitchell last inning, so they have not gone a full time through the order for Malachi to be able to come back in and pinch run. But it's Bill Leroy, a veteran of the Tyler Gillum green light special base running system, and a perfect 9 for 9 in stolen base opportunities this season.
2-1 to Vinny. Cut and a miss. That was a well-executed cutter from Blankenship. And he was playing with the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League up in Sauget, Illinois this summer before joining on with the Party Animals as Vinny fouls that one straight back. Last summer was with the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in the United Shore League, playing alongside Dakota McFadden and taking on the likes of Tanner Thomas, Christian Dearman, and Colin Ledbetter. Whole lot of banana ball players in the USPBL last summer. Now a full count on the Italian Stallion. See if Bill takes off from first. Payoff pitch, he does not go. That one cranked into left center field. Hampton and Skoll aren't gonna get there in time. Leroy getting waved around third. Relay throw, not in time. Vinny DeRubius walks off the 8th inning, and the Bananas have their first lead of the night. They're up 4 points to 3.
Now how about this from Vinny? Good job, kid. You guys are celebrating down there with the sledgehammer. And Vinny, our mothers are close together, right? They love each other. They've known each other good. Acquainted at Saddlebags. And hey, as we drop here, woo-hoo, look at that, the watermelon smashed. My mother told me that you gotta say, when you get a big hit to the boys, I'm the boss with the hot sauce, all right? I know how to get it done. And just like we said yesterday, the man has a flair for the dramatic. Bananas leading 4-3, and as the final inning comes up, Vinny, what time you get a big hit? Here we go, kid. How about it, Big Ben? What are you doing here? What you gonna do about it?
Second double in as many nights for the Italian Stallion, and you get the second celebration in as many nights from Chris Sacchi, our video legend and Italian rapscallion. Here's the young professor.
The Bananas need just 3 outs to win the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise and welcome to the final inning.
As the young professor said, in our final inning in Banana Ball, every run that is scored counts as a point. The Bananas trailed 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, but walk-offs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning have them ahead for the first time tonight, and just in the nick of time as Zach Phillips, the crafty southpaw out of the Kansas City Royals organization, will come on in and try and nail down the save.
Yeah, and it's Zach Phillips who impressed his last time out for the Bananas, throwing the 6th fastest inning of all time in 1 minute and 21 seconds. And Phillips has been phenomenal in relief for the Bananas, an ERA in the mid-3s as a reliever, a 152 ERA plus as a reliever, and a guy who is throwing consistent strikes. So Danny Hosley, he's been through a little bit of a rocky patch for the Bananas as the closer. They want to turn to another guy who they feel can throw strikes and get these Party Animals retired. And It's also a good situation to bring Zach Phillips into the ball game, considering you've got a left-handed batter in Jake Skoll leading off this inning for the Party Animals.
It's going to be the meat of the order for the bad boys of Banana Land. 4, 5, and 6. Jake Skoll, Bryson Bloomer, and Parker Nolan. Phillips was a 27th round draft pick in 2019 by the Royals. That was after a couple years of junior college ball at Grayson Community College out in Denison, Texas. Quite close to his hometown in Texarkana. And then in 2018, a season at Ole Miss. Got him snagged in the draft, spent 4 years in the Royals organization. Made it all the way up to AA Northwest Arkansas. 4-seam, 2-seam cut fastballs, a curveball, and changeup. And the heater misses a tad high. Phillips with the signature look, rolled up sleeves and the hat backwards. After the curveball misses, he brings home a 2-0. That one grazes the inside corner. Good work with the 90-mile-an-hour heater. This one bounced over Phillips. EJ attacks and has no chance in the world to get the incredibly fast Jake Skoll, who is aboard as the game's tying run.
It was a slow roller there off the bat of Jake Skoll, and Zach Phillips kind of offered up a small chance to field that ball, but unfortunately going over his head. And despite the charge from Eric Jones Jr., it was Skoll leaving the box very quick, able to hustle it down the line and get a leadoff man on here for the Party Animals in the ninth.
2010 first-round draft pick, now 3 for 4 on the night. His first 2 hits, a double and a single, were both over 95 miles per hour off the bat. Trackman had that one at 68. Looks like another line drive in the book, though. Skoll, a dangerous guy on the base pads. He's already swiped 1 bag tonight to make it 14 of 17 on the tour. Bryson Bloomer quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. His RBI single won the first inning. Since then, a ground out and fly. Backdoor curveball, excellent defense there by Bryson Bloomer.
Wow, and you saw Zach Phillips shake off Bill Leroy a couple of times and deliver a great breaking ball. Credit, though, goes to Bryson Bloomer, just being able to get a little bat on that ball. As Phillips saws him off, it's hit back to him. Throw to Malden, and D-Mac almost able to pick that ball, but it will go in the book as a fielder's choice. The Party Animals still keep a runner on first base here.
We saw McFadden so good on the scoops last night. He was a perfect 4 for 4, some of them dazzling full extension picks. Not able to come up with a big one as Dalton Malden fired that into the dirt, tips off the end of the glove. B-Mac visibly upset, as you could imagine. And Bloomer replaces Skoll at first. Another great runner who's 18 for 23 in his tries at stolen bases on the tour.
And Phillips already well aware of that. He's going to give Bloomer a check before delivering a first pitch to Parker Nolan, sprayed out of the stadium foul. And it's Parker coming into this at-bat with 1 career plate appearance in the 9th inning, and he blooped a double in game 1 of this series, came around and scored the game-tying run and point to send the game to showdowns for the Party Animals.
That was his first ever banana ball at-bat. And into the night 2 for 5 with another flare double. Tonight 0 for 3, a couple ground outs and a K. Check swing, and back-to-back 90-mile-an-hour heaters. He's behind 0-2.
And you've seen Zach Phillips go inside on Nolan twice now. We'll see if maybe he mixes up some location here, tries to attack him on the outside part of this plate, and maybe get a chase here from Nolan.
Phillips started the first combined no-hitter in Ole Miss baseball history, trying to convert on his first career save opportunity as a Savannah Banana tonight. Cut and a miss. 90 miles an hour, blows it by Parker Nolan. And the Party Animals down to their final out.
It's a very confident pitch there from Zach Phillips. Getting ahead 0-2, you've got Nolan in an uncomfortable position, and Phillips just goes to the high heat. Nolan could not quite catch up to that one.
Jason Swan came in to replace Sam Claycamp on defense in the 5th inning. In his lone at-bat, he worked a one-base sprint, stole second, and then was gunned down, trying to score on a Dustin Baber single in the 7th. On the miraculous throw from Danny Hosley in right. There goes Bloomer. Throw from Leroy into center field, and the Boomer is going to take third base as well. The game's tying run 90 feet away on Bryson Bloomer's 19th steal of the tour.
I mean, Zach Phillips tried at least 3 pickoff attempts there on Bryson Bloomer over the last at-bat, and now this one with Jason Swan. And it's Bloomer still with the confidence with 2 outs to take off and run, and it's the Party Animals who are going to try and capitalize on a Bill Leroy miscue.
1-0 coming to the 5-year man out of Georgia Southern. Heater gets the bottom of the zone. Count 1-1 on Jason Swan. Phillips sitting at an even 90 miles an hour. Just about every one of his fastballs here in the top of the 9th. This one back up the middle. Jason Swan comes up in the clutch. We're tied at 4 points each.
What an unbelievable piece of hitting for Jason Swan. Whether he is drawing ball 4 sprints or not, this guy continues to hit with runners in scoring position. Now the batting average with runners in scoring position rising above 340.
And it was another 90 mile an hour fastball. It left Swanee's bat at 98. Jason's already stolen 1 base tonight. Make it a perfect 10 for 10 on the tour. Mike Vivacis, the Party Animals head coach, with the game in his hands. Fouls the fastball straight back. Vava, the catcher, 1 for 3 tonight. He's reached on a trick play, has popped out. He singled, and then Joe Lytle, pinch running for him, scored what would be the inning-winning run in the 5th. The 217th straight sold-out crowd here in historic Grayson Stadium is still hoping for some free pastries. Vava is the donut hitter. If he goes down on strikes, Duncan will provide the full capacity crowd with a free donut each, and they are 1 strike away from achieving such a feat. Drop to third. EJ goes across the diamond in time. But the Party Animals tie the game. Here's the young professor.
Result of the banana ball rules with that 1 run counting as a point. The Party Animals have tied the game 4-4, which means right now the Bananas need to score a run to walk it off and win the whole thing. If we are still tied at the completion of this inning, it will force a 1-on-1 showdown tiebreaker. Either way, we are going to have an electric next few minutes. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because this is it!
Banana Land, let's get this energy way up. Clap those hands.
The energy is in fact way up here in Banana Land, Mr. Shark. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning in a roller coaster ride of a 69th ball game here on the 2023 tour. Thank you so much to everybody watching along on YouTube and ESPN Plus. What a doozy here to wrap up the 3-game set back in Savannah before both squads pack up and head north for games in Trenton, New Jersey, Staten Island, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Brockton, Massachusetts, and Portland, Maine over the next 2 weeks. But here in the homeland, where the Bananas were created back in 2016. We have Drew Gillespie as the new man on the mound, trying to be the hero just like he was in game 1 of this series.
And he's been really tricky with these Bananas batters. They are batting just .211 against Drew Gillespie on the season, and he's a guy working quick so far into his banana ball career. 3 minutes and 48 seconds for Gillespie, a 2.61 earned run average, and he has the 4th fastest banana ball inning of all time, 1 minute and 18 seconds. He came in game 1, got the game to showdowns for the Party Animals. He's trying to do it for the 2nd time in 3 games.
The Albuquerque, New Mexico native throws from 3 different arm slots, sidearm, 3/4, and over the top, although predominantly will fire in from 3/4 as his first pitch of the 9th is sidearm. Because of course it is. Spent time at the University of New Mexico and Southeastern University, 3 years apiece. This past winter was playing for the Sydney Blue Sox in the Australian Baseball League. He is behind Noah Bridges, 2 balls and no strikes. Bottom of the order for the Bananas, 9-10, and then DR Meadows at the top. Bridges barrels that, but well foul. Noah 0 for 1 on the night. Ground out back in the 2nd, and then he was pinch hit for by Dakota Stilts All-Britain in the 5th. And he cuts and misses, count even at 2-2.
But let's keep in mind, Noah, a good batter in the 9th inning, like many of his Bananas teammates. The team coming in batting .340 in the 9th, and Noah batting .333, but Drew Gillespie goes to the breaking ball here, and Noah Bridges is caught looking for the first out.
Absolute hammer of a 76-mile-an-hour curveball. Noah looking. Drew also throws in 2-seam, 4-seam, cut fastballs, and a changeup to round out the arsenal. Dalton Malden able to hold up on the first pitch bender there. He's flown out and struck out tonight. Pops this one towards the fans. It is not caught. 1-1 count on the songbird of our generation. Malden has 3 walk-offs, 2 of them came on opening night on February 17th in West Palm Beach. Both were doubles. This one tapped to 3rd. Bryson Bloomer takes his time, laser beam across the diamond, and Gillespie has 2 outs.
And quick work for Drew Gillespie as well here in the 9th, regardless of the magnitude of this situation. Still with an MPI below 2 minutes at the moment.
There's some cut on that chuck across the diamond. Henry Campbell with the great shot from our high first camera. Looks like Bloomer threw Swanee a nasty 2-seamer. 1-0 count on DR Meadows, the center fielder. This one chopped to Bloomer. He'll do it again. We are going to showdowns. Here's the young professor.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the completion of 9 innings, the score is 4-4, a tie game, which means it is time for the showdown. A banana ball showdown works like this. Each team will have a representative bat for them. 1 hitter versus 1 pitcher with 1 fielder. The first team to score all around the bases, unanswered by the other team, will win the game. A home run over the wall is an automatic victory. The Party Animals will bat first, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready and welcome to the showdown.
For the 2nd time in the past 3 games, we are blessed with tiebreaker showdowns. Here's how it works. It'll be a pitcher and infielder versus a batter in round 1, just a pitcher versus a batter if we get to round 2. Bases are juiced, the fielder is back in play in round 3, and we will keep doing that until somebody wins the game if it's necessary.
And let's not forget, if a batter is able to hit a ball out of the park, it automatically ends showdowns. It's a walk-off victory. We have not seen it in the history of banana ball, but could Reese Hampton or possibly Eric Jones Jr. do it for the Party Animals and the Bananas?
Eric Jones Jr. was mere inches away in Kansas City in early May. When it banged off the top of the wall, ricocheted about 170 feet in towards the infield, and he was thrown out at home. Hampton was able to get the job done against Danny Hosley on Thursday night. Ripped a grounder all the way to the right field wall. Noah Bridges was the fielder then, as he is now. Just about as close as you could imagine. And we will get a rematch. Hampton out to right field. Bridges in pursuit. He should have a great chance to get Reese Lightning. He hits Danny Hosley. Hampton getting around third. He's a dead duck. And will run right into the dugout. The Bananas are one inside the Parker away from winning this. Here's the young professor.
Party animals. Now it's time for the Bananas to get their turn. All they have to do is make it around the bases to win the whole thing. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the second part of our first showdown.
Now the plot thickens. Hampton was able to get the job done on Thursday night. And then Drew Gillespie. We have a challenge. What could it be on? Was Noah Bridges on the dirt or the grass when the play began? And I have to be honest, I saw exactly where he was. He was on the dirt. Zach, I gotta be honest, Noah was definitely in the dirt. He was right on the edge of the infield grass, but both his feet were in the dirt. I saw it clear as day from up here. Yeah, send it back out. Replay round one. So Zach Frangelo and Randy Voss will now relay it to the folks that we are replaying round one of Showdowns.
It has been determined that Noah Bridges was in the dirt, meaning we will replay this showdown.
It's uncharted territory for us here, but Showdown rules clearly declare that your fielder has to be on the infield grass, and Noah had both his feet in the infield dirt at the start of that play.
And that is a really intelligent challenge there by the party animals, and that's the benefit of having the challenge as well in Showdowns, and you just saw it for the very first time.
And the question coming from many could be, is that reviewable? It's not a fair or foul ball. It's not, was a ball caught or not? And it's not, is somebody safe or out? But it's Showdowns. And I did see it clear as day. I do feel like it is the right thing to do to give Reese another shot, even though if Noah was one step further in, he still would have gotten Hampton easily at home plate. Danny Hosley has to battle him again, the best pitcher on the tour against the best hitter.
And we've seen in these two pitches to Hampton and the one in that previous showdown, Danny has not yet thrown a fastball to Reese Lightning.
Change-up and then a 12-6 curve right there. He's ahead 1-2. Fastball fouled off. That one came in at 90. That was after a 79-mile-an-hour curveball.
And what's really important in Showdowns for Danny Hosley, he is already ahead on Reese Hampton. 1-2 here.
Well, try and finish the job. He doesn't like the banana ball he had, so he'll get a new weapon from Randy Voss and Bill Leroy. Second 1-2 pitch coming of the at-bat. And it's spoiled. Here's the devastating changeup.
And it was just like Zach Phillips in the ninth inning. Danny Hosley shaking off Bill Leroy twice before delivering a breaking ball here to Reese Hampton. We'll see if Hosley tries to go back to the heater. And no, catches Reese Hampton looking 77 miles an hour out of the hand of Danny Hosley, and he still gets the showdown shut down.
Inside the batter's box for their half of the showdown.
Ball does not lie. Nasty 12-6 bender from a fired up Danny Hosley. Reese Hampton, all he can do is admire that devastating pitch. So the situation remains the same. Drew Gillespie coming out on the mound. We'll see if the Bananas send Eric Jones Jr. or DR Meadows up for this first round of showdowns. Normally they give us their lineup before the game. It was withheld tonight, so it's your guess as good as ours. It's going to be the doctor.
And usually you see the Bananas going to Dan Oberst in the first round of showdowns, but with Dan going through a little bit of an injury, the Bananas, they like the way DR Meadows is seeing the ball right now, and of course, one of the fastest guys on the team. So if he's able to drive this hard out to the outfield, you've got a pretty good feeling it's DR who will come around and score and win this ball game for the Bananas.
He's ahead 2-0, 2 for 4 on the night, a single and a double. This one back up the middle into the glove of Drew Gillespie. He'll take care of DR Meadows with a force out at first. We're going to round 2.
The score remains tied at 4-4, which means we go into a second round of showdowns. The second round works like this. This time, we pull the fielder, meaning it is a true one-on-one. Pitcher versus hitter situation here, ladies and gentlemen. Back on the mound for the Savannah Bananas is Danny Hosley.
Hosley got Reese Hampton out twice. First with the help of Noah Bridges, and then with the big strikeout. And now he'll be taking on Jake Skoll, the powerful cleanup hitter for the Party Animals, who is 3 for 4 on the night with a couple singles and a double. This is where you really have to induce some soft contact or get the strikeout like Hosley was able to do in round 1, because if a ball gets deep in the outfield, he's going to be toast with the speed of Jake Skoll.
And this is the first time we've seen Jake Skoll bat in showdowns for the Party Animals since April the 15th for the Party Animals. And what happened, it resulted in a showdown chase where Jake Skoll was able to score against the man on the mound, Danny Hosley.
1-1 count now. Hosley misses down and in. Skoll ahead in the count. And a cut and a miss on the nasty changeup. Cut and a miss! Danny Hosley does it again!
And now it is the Bananas' turn. Drew Gillespie returns onto the mound for the Party Animal for the one-on-one second run showdown.
The onions on Danny Hosley to strike out the best hitter on the tour, and then a man that you have to put in the top 4 hitters on the tour in Jake Skoll.
I mean, just gutsy pitching, and you're seeing Danny Hosley more fired up than he's ever been on the tour. And now Drew Gillespie, who has earned showdown shutdowns in his first 2 innings, now has to try and do it to 3 straight batters.
He set the Bananas down 1-2-3 with a strikeout and a couple ground outs in the bottom of the 9th. That got us to showdowns tonight. Then he handled DR Meadows all by his lonesome on the bouncer right back to Gillespie. Now Drew is truly by himself and is going to have to navigate another one of the most devastating hitters on the tour, Eric Jones Jr., whose 11 home runs are pacing the pack. And he rips that one down the third base line. Gillespie racing after it. Jones around first base. It stops just in front of the warning track. EJ tearing around third. The throw from Gillespie. Not in time! Eric Jones Jr. is your hero. The Bananas walk it off 5-4 in 2 rounds of showdowns.
Absolutely unbelievable stuff. It is Eric Jones chugging around the bases, and a near perfect throw from Drew Gillespie that could not be corralled by Mike Babasis. It's the Bananas avoiding the sweep in Savannah. What a game!
A 5-4. At this time, let's send it down to Bill Leroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the mound one last time to celebrate a Bananas win, myself, Bill Leroy. Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Virant and Coach Tyler Gillum. And our amazing entertainers, Malachi Flash the Kid Mitchell. Our bat trickster, Alex Ziegler. The tallest man in sports, Dakota Stilts Albrin. And last but not least, our dancing first base coach, Maceo. We have our pitchers and reserves. Starting pitcher, Ryan Kellogg, Christian Mr. Electric German, Connor Higgins, DJ the Invader, Kyle Louise, Zach Phillips, Matt Malatesta, Nolan Daniel, Jared Donaldson. Coming up next, holding down the third base position, walking off the game in showdowns, number 3, Eric Jones. Up next, you know him, you love him, Savannah Bananas heartthrob, wearing number 9, Noah Bridges. Coming up next, the slugger, walking up with the legend Reginald Horton, Mr. Danny Oberst. Closing out the showdowns with 2 big strikeouts, number 18, Danny Hosley. Our trick shortstop and glove magician, number 6, Ryan Cox. Call the doctor if you need help. Number 5, with a backflip catch in center, DR Meadows. Coming up singing his own song, check it out on Spotify, Miss You Love You, Dalton Malden. Bringing some flavor to the mound, the Italian stallion, Vinny DeRubius. He's beating his chest, wearing number 24, Dakota McFadden. The man with all the grooves, rocking number 7, Michael Vitamin Deeb. Last but not least, our social media star and greatest showman, number 8, Jackson Olsen.
Banana Maniacs, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for spending your time with us here tonight. The show might be over, but we ain't done yet, ladies and gentlemen. All of the players and all of our cast are heading out right now, out in front of the stadium for our plaza party to sign autographs and take pictures with each and every one of you. We'll see you out there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for going bananas with us. Let's go Bananas!
What a wild 69th game of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour loved by Zappos, as the lights have now turned off in historic Grayson Stadium and pure pandemonium in our 97-plus-year-old ballpark. There's the big strikeout of Jake Skoll by Danny Hosley in round 2, and then Eric Jones Jr. wasting no time, roping that one down the left field line. I mean, you have to absolutely give Drew Gillespie his roses for the greatest throw I have ever seen made by a pitcher in showdowns.
I mean, yeah, usually we're praising guys like Danny Hosley and Garrett Delano, who were infielders and outfielders for making throws like that, but it's Drew Gillespie with the most impressive one to date. And Biko, here's the thing. We have talked about the art of the showdown before and what it takes to be able to score on a showdown hit. You either need a hard hit line drive, which is not what we saw from Eric Jones, but one that continued to roll down the left field line. You want to do that whether you're a right-handed batter or the opposite if you're a left-handed batter and roll it down that right field line. And for EJ, able to get around second base and halfway to third before Gillespie had even touched that ball. I think that was the secret ingredient to EJ being able to score that game-winning point.
I mean, I just cannot commend the effort from Drew Gillespie there enough. The wherewithal, I mean, he was barreling towards that. And you have to think how hard it is to sprint from the pitcher's mound to a ball that traveled, it looks like it traveled about 315 feet out to left. It stopped just in front of the 322 sign and in front of the track down there. And grab the ball, turn around, and heave it on a perfect one-hop to Mike Vivacis, who was distraught at the end there because he did not hold on to the ball. It looked like Eric Jones Jr. was going to be safe either way. So I think Vava should be able to sleep soundly tonight. Just an absolutely astounding finish to this banana ball game.
And it was an absolutely astounding game overall. You've got DR Meadows hitting a backflip to start this ball game. The party animals starting really early with good offense, and then the bananas rallying and coming from behind before the party animals tie it up against Zach Phillips in the ninth due to a sprint and a Bill Leroy error. And then showdowns, of course, which we just covered. Man, what a great banana ball game.
I talked about it a couple innings ago, which feels like years ago at this point, as we have lived lives and lives during this banana ball game. But the party animals were up 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and then the bananas won the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And you can't forget about that 9th inning in which Bryson Bloomer gets on the fielder's choice and steals second with 2 outs. If Bill Leroy, who is a superb catcher and has limited the party animals to a minuscule amount of steals compared to the bananas on this tour, if Bill Leroy throws out Bloomer there on that stolen base attempt, the game is over. Bloomer's safe, ball goes into center, he's to third, and then Jason Swan, as clutch as it comes, one of the best hitters on this tour with runners in scoring position, you saw right there. It was a 90-mile-an-hour heater. He sent it 98 back up the middle, and that's what gave us those 2 incredible rounds of showdowns.
And that's where you see the effect of Tyler Gillum. Bryson Bloomer is not a banana, but he was in Tyler Gillum's green light special base running system for quite a while, and it was a gutsy call to steal second base, and I think it was the adrenaline, kind of that rush from Bill Leroy that sailed the throw over Dalton Malden's head and then allowed Bryson Bloomer to advance up to third base. Regardless, I think even if Bloomer's in at second base, that single from Jason Swan likely would have scored the party animals third baseman.
And it was a really solid duel between Ryan Kellogg and Sean Fluke that started this whole thing. The Exterminator continues to be really consistent on the bump from the get-go. And can we just take a minute to applaud Sean Fluke for the entertainment of the bottom of the second inning when he had a mic on him? I mean, I want to do it every time he's out there.
I'm going to call it the early nominee and possible winner for best mic'd up moment on this World Tour. Unbelievable from Fluke.
Yeah, 69 games in the books. It is my favorite mic'd up moment, which is saying a lot, especially compared to Jackson Olsen having a dazzling inning against the Florida League All-Stars, in which he made 2 plays, almost 3, and was all over the place against the All-Stars from his former collegiate summer league. An absolute doozy here. We will see you next on Wednesday night live from Trenton, New Jersey, as the Bananas take on the Trenton Thunder in a challenger game. It is a fascinating one because the Thunder start in the in what is a collegiate summer league, the MLB Draft League, which then flips to pro once the draft happens, and that is the team that the Bananas will be facing. It's been a long time since a challenger game, since on July 17th, the Dirty Birds round 3 against the Nanners was rained out. The Bananas are on a great win streak. They've won 5 straight against challengers, 9-3 on the tour against opponents not named the Party Animals, and they'll be looking to keep that streak going on Wednesday night.
It is going to be an uber competitive team that they're facing off against, and for the Bananas, they've beaten all challengers here in Grayson Stadium, but 3 losses on the road against challengers. It's going to be really interesting to see how those 2 teams match up for sure.
That is a very good point by you. All right, before we shut this thing down and say au revoir to everybody on YouTube and ESPN Plus, we have to give you your Hoka winner tonight. Josh, drumroll, please. Really good in sync right there. John Stagman. John Stagman, you have an amazing name, and now you have a free pair of Hokas. Thank you so much for watching on Saturday night. Thank you to everybody who watched tonight and entered our Hoka giveaway. Zappos is sending you a free pair. Millicent Bean Supreme will take care of it. And speaking of Melly B, we got to shout out our entire cast and crew that made this thing possible, as well as last night on the Plus and the Tube, and an evening ago as we kicked off the 7th edition of ESPN 8, the Ocho, when we were live on ESPN2. It has been a doozy of a 3-game homestand, and the Nanners able to salvage one tonight. The crew that brought it to you. It is Chris Haynes, your director for the 3rd straight night. Same goes for Griffin Ellis, the brains of our equipment operation here at Technology Wiz. On the audio, Katie Duke on the 1s and the 2s. The scorebug was dominated by Kwanzi, one name, you know him, you love him. On stats, on the graphics was Mikey O'Connor. Everything else on the graphics was Julia Massey. The 3 of them are absolutely incredible. And on the replay, Jalen, you see it once, you'll see it twice, you might just see it thrice. Johnson, thank you so much for coming from the other side of the country, from chasing us as we fled California as well to come back to our home in Savannah. Boy, oh boy, you just absolutely take this show to the roof. Come back to us soon here, Jalen. On the first base camera, it was Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of Beat TV. Across the diamond, Dakota Burns said, avoiding foul balls all night long. She's superb as per usual. The high home cameraman, Mr. Ben Barks, a veteran of Beat TV. That guy precedes me. And on center field, Taylor Finneran. We love you, Taylor. They're going back to college. Can't wait until you return to us after going to school. On the high first cam, it was Henry Campbell, a Swiss Army knife of Bananas Television. On the wireless, Emma Madsen, another legend of BTV. Our utility tonight, Nick Keldy, all over the place, slapping a mic on Mr. Sean Fluke. And our moderators in the YouTube chat, Scott Thompson and Colby_U2, are superstars in every definition of the word. Our video legend, Chris Sacchi, the Italian rapscallion, getting you your showman melt and celebrating Vinny DeRubius. And our YouTube king, Zach Bro, as well as our Zappos and Cake Club queen, Melissa Beal, a.k.a. Millicent Beans Supreme. Josh Tolevsky, superb job on the color commentary.
Biko Scala, my commentary comrade. You are the prince of play-by-play. Great work.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you to Kyle Lewigs and Jared Donaldson for joining us in the booth, as well as Sean Fluke for hopping on the mic. For Chad Reese, the coordinating producer of BTV and the straw that stirs the drink, as well as our executive producers, Jesse, Emily, and Carrie Cole. Jessely. Well, that's a great couple name for Jesse and Emily. Just made that up on the spot. And Jared Orton, I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. We'll see you Wednesday night in Trenton, New Jersey as the Bananas take on the Trenton Thunder. A thrilling 5-4 win in 2 rounds of showdowns tonight for the Nanners to take one of these 3 games in Savannah. We'll see you Wednesday night in Trenton, and of course, we'll see